Don't forget to rhyme. Look at where we are. Look at where we started. The fact that you're alive right now is a miracle. It would be enough. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. What up, Jared? Good morning, Mama Kay. Good morning, Jennifer. Dwayne, what up, bro? Good morning, Kaylee. Good morning, Joanna. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, all you beautiful people. Holy shit, let's go, Craft Weaver. Holy shit, okay. Craft Weaver said, I'm in the building. Good morning, beautiful people. Guys, as we get in, if you don't mind, tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart me. It's only one coin. It will boost the live and push us out to the FYP. Can we knock out the daily gift goal? Right now, it's the little love you so much. Can we knock those out, please? Please, please, please. Please, please, please. That'll help boost the live and whatnot, and whatnot, and whatnot. When you guys share the live to your stories and also repost it to your stories, that's way more beneficial than anything else. So when you do that, make sure you're sharing to your stories and also to your FYP. 1 second here. Also, when you guys send your daily heart me and you comment, make sure you go back in and collect your points. I do that all the time on my backup account, and it looks like I'm at level 27 on my backup account. Where are you guys at? Can anyone outdo me? Because I'm at level 27 on my backup account as far as points and everything. Collect. Craft Weaver, you're at 34. How are you at 34? Oh, 33. Still, how are you higher than me? That is mind-boggling. Holy smokes. Level 22, 17, 24, 29. You guys are good. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. That is wild. Hey, the daughter said, is that Santana? Hey, tell your daughter I said hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. All right, beautiful people, we're going to go ahead and get this thing started here in just a moment. If you guys could knock out the daily gift goal, it's the love you so much. I'm going to keep resetting the daily gift goal to the little 1 cent gift goals. It'll help boost the live and push us out to the FYP. And also, send your daily heart me, do all the wonderful things. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Everyone has an opinion. How about keeping yours to yourself and getting a real job? Global Taker 13. I don't care what you have to say. Legitimately. Not only do I not care what you have to say, that's all that you get. You don't get any special attention. So, oh well. Cry about it. Cry about it. I mean, if it helps, maybe we could just have a good cry sesh. What up, Hawaiian Bear? I see you. How's it going? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. All right, guys, let's get the likes up to 25,000 likes. How about that? How about that? I challenge you. I challenge you. Can we get the likes up to 25,000 likes? I'm going to go ahead and reset the gift goal to the little pink heart puffs. If you're over on YouTube, guys, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. It'll help push the VOD out to get more people in here. Do all the wonderful things, right? Let's go ahead and get this thing rolling.
Yeah, funny how it changed now. Same people that laughed at clips, studying the clips now. Everybody got opinions till the facts land. Everybody loud till they gotta take a stand. Every stream feel like somebody betting they pride. I seen fake scholars fold in real time. Now they screenshot takes, run around and remix it, and pull up thinking somehow they can fix it. Nah, you stepped in the wrong room, donut. This ain't rage bait, this pressure. Patriarchy, race, class, labor. Healthcare, I don't do surface level, I build layers. And every time they think they got me cornered, numbers go higher. Chat, flyer, mods, working, crowd waiting. Somebody finna get cooked tonight.
Welcome to the
ring now. Yeah, talk big till the facts come out. Slap nuts, sit down. Welcome to the ring now. Yeah, got the whole chat screaming when the logic break down. Yeah,
welcome to the
ring now. You ain't built for this smoke. Y'all slap nuts ain't got milk for these old donuts. So pipe down. Yeah, you might drown. You don't want war with the king right now. I don't debate for applause, I debate for the record. Every false claim get dissected and severed. You rehearse outrage, I study the structure. Difference between noise and somebody with substance. You quote tweets, I quote policy. You want moments, I want honesty. You want ego boost and virality. I want mutual aid and stronger communities. That's the difference between you and me. See the problem? Different type timing. You came for clips, I came for alignment. Capital this, socialism that. Half these dudes can't define what they yelling in caps. Talking about free market while wages collapse. I watch your pivot arrive, I make it visible live. But this ain't never gonna be a place where evidence dies. You came all the way to be Santana for internet rap, while the whole chat waiting to see who got checked. Next,
welcome to the ring now.
Yeah, talk big till the facts come out. Slap nuts, sit down.
Welcome to the ring now.
Got the whole chat screaming when the logic break down. Yeah,
welcome to the ring now.
You ain't built for this smoke.
Yo,
slap nuts
ain't got
milk for these old
donuts.
So pipe down, you might drown. You don't want war with the king right now. Yeah, welcome to Sparring with Santana. Bring your sources or bring excuses, whatever. Doesn't really matter either way.
You about to get
cooked. You should know who I am by now.
Yup. Yup. Boom, 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 boom. Guys, welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. This is Sparring with Santana, one-on-one debates with Trump supporters or anyone that disagrees with anything on the background. I am Santana. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter, disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. If you're friendly, do all the wonderful things. Tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart. Me, it's only one coin. It will boost the live and push us out to the FYP. If you're over on YouTube, TikTok, what up, YouTube? What up, Twitch? What up, Kick? If you're over on YouTube, hit that thumbs up button. It will help push the VOD out and get more people in here to watch. And if you are over there, guess what? You do not have to leave your safe space. If you want to debate me, the only thing that you have to do is click that link that's in the pinned message. It'll get you right up here. You can come in. We can debate from exactly where you are now. One thing that I will remind people over on YouTube, since, you know, people are deciding to be weird, they made a decision to be weird. So if you are requesting to join from YouTube or Instagram or Kick or Twitch, and you come up, in order to be able to get the debate going, you do have to turn on your camera for the introduction. You don't have to keep it on for the entire time, but as we do the introductions, you got to have your camera on because, again, people are leaning into the weird shit, and we're going to just make sure the weird shit doesn't happen. Whatever. Bradley! Fucking W's in the chat for my brother Bradley. I fucking love Bradley. If you guys don't know Bradley, holy shit. I'm sure all of you are following Bradley, but Bradley is so fucking base. So fucking base. W's in the chat for Bradley. Bradley is so fucking awesome. Love him. Love him. Love him. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and get started. Again, only request up if you're a Trump supporter, disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you... Is that rich guy back crying again? Holy smokes, bro. You are obsessed. Go cry somewhere else. A dude made like 5 videos and tagged me in his videos. Like, what are we doing, Rich? Either, like, you know, shit or get off the pot. If you got something to debate about, come up here, we can debate. If not, then, you know, go talk to a therapist. I'm not gonna do that. Anyway, if you guys could keep tapping the screen, knock out the daily gift goal. Right now it's the chili peppers. Can we knock those out, please? America has become a global joke, and I know you guys can see it. I know you guys recognize it. First and foremost, capitalism does not compare to socialism. Capitalism is an absolute joke. Absolute joke. period. Next, Republicans, Democrats, the establishment, they are shaking in their boots when it comes to Dem stocks. Democratic socialists it has everyone shaking because no matter what your political affiliation is, you're interested in Dem stocks. Next, we got to talk about the fact that white people embrace white supremacy. White people, communism never worked, got proven wrong. Rich, shut up, you donut. Boom, you are muted for the entire live. If you got something to say, Rich, you can come up and we can debate. Now, the funny thing about Rich is we literally did not get a chance to debate yesterday because he could not control himself. So, Rich, you are more than welcome to come up and we can finish the debate, but you will have impulse control. If not, just cry about it somewhere else. Just cry about it somewhere else, Rich. I don't care. I don't care. White people embrace white supremacy, and we got to talk about that. That's a conversation that needs to be had, and it's more prevalent today than ever. We need to reduce the United States military, and that's in a multitude of ways, right? We got to reduce the United States military as far as the budget. We got to reduce the United States military as far as the amount of troops that we have. It's multiple layers. And last but not least, Christians. My brothers and sisters in Christ, holy smokes, we got to talk about you and your weaponization of the Bible. We have to talk about how Christianity has been not one, but the most harmful tool that has been weaponized through the history of the world. Not just the US, not just modern day, but Christianity has been weaponized to the furthest extent throughout the history of the world. So, if you're someone that disagrees with anything on the background, get in the box. We're only looking for some debates. If you're friendly and you like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. Pay links in the link tree in the bio. Santana speaks for you. Santana speaks for you is the best way to support the live. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat and I will read that out. Rich, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Santana. So I took time to reflect on yesterday's conversation, right? Mm-hmm. So what I want to point out before we get started on this is when I made my point proven and you didn't have a rebuttal, and I kept repeating the point, you decided to mute me, get angry, and say, fuck my dead grandpa. I said communism has never worked. It only looks good on paper. I said it 5 times yesterday. You muted me and kicked me out. Then I came back and corrected you for what you said about my grandfather. Then you just came to my comments before you started your live. And then said that you were basically doubling down.
I saw it yesterday, you dweeb. Anyway, so the one thing that I want to get across is I don't know if you heard this yesterday after I kicked you, but I did apologize for.
If you kicked me, I definitely didn't hear it, but that's kind of common sense.
So you left the live.
No, you kicked me from the live.
No, I kicked you from the panel, not the live.
So why would I listen to someone who can't understand the reason?
I just kicked you from the panel. You're still here. Like you can still hear me, right? Go ahead and request back up. I'm just making a point. That's how I kicked you. I kicked you from the panel, but not the live. You're still here. Now, what I do want to say is, well, maybe you didn't hear me, but I will repeat it again. I apologize for what
see, the thing is, I
apologize for what I said about your grandfather. That was uncalled for.
That's cool. That sounds.
I'm still going to finish. This isn't for you. Like literally impulse control. Please stop unmuting. And I'm going to finish what I have to say. I apologize for what I said about your grandfather. Your grandfather had nothing to do with the situation. I should not have mentioned your grandfather, even though you kept bringing him up over and over and over. The point being, like I could actually dunk on you or dog walk you without mentioning your grandfather. So that was out of line for me. I apologize. And we will move.
You didn't tell me where communism is a flawed concept yesterday. Got in your emotions and muted me when I said it.
So with that being said, Rich, we're going to do a quick introduction and then you and I can get into the debate. OK,
I think I'm good, bro. I think you're just a grifter begging people for money for content.
Only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. If you are someone who just wants to whine, cry, complain, again, get a therapist. I don't care about your feelings. I do not. Let me make this clear one more time. One last time. I don't give a fuck about your feelings. I truly don't. I don't. You don't pay me to care about your feelings. And even if you did pay me to care about your feelings, I don't think you could pay me enough to care about your feelings. So, anywho, only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. Check out this white lady that just said Santana's still on the plantation. Holy shit, white lady. Snowbird? This white lady said Santana's still on the plantation. Hey, Snowbird 7, get up here. I just sent you a request. I muted you for the entire live. The white lady said Santana is still on the plantation. Holy shit, the caucasity. The caucasity. Get up here, Karen. Come on now. Come on, Karen. Come on. Come on, Lee. Accept that request. You're not going to come up? You're not going to come up? I didn't think so. You coward. Little coward. Holy shit. Look at this lady's page. I'm scrolling through this lady's page. Let me show you guys this shit really quick. Like, I should not have been shocked. Look at this shit. Holy fuck. Look at one of the videos on her page. Look at this shit. It's one of the videos right here. Holy shit. Oh, well. She's muted. She's muted. She's not going to come up. She's not going to come up. And I don't care. You know what bothers them the most, guys? What bothers them the most is I'm so unbothered by them. Like, that's what really bothers them, is the fact that I am unbothered. Well, and the reason being is because I'm unfuckwittable. Like, that's the reason. That's the reason. I am unfuckwittable. Anyway, keep tapping the screen, guys. Let's go ahead and get the likes. Even Rich is still here. Rich is still here watching. Holy fuck, Rich. You a fan, you a fan, you a fan. You a fan, you a fan, you a fan. Listen, okay, one thing that I do want to talk about just for a moment before we go ahead and get started, because we got someone in the box and I'm going to bring them up in just a moment. But one thing that I did want to actually take a moment to speak about. So I started Ain't I a Woman yesterday, right? And I know I told you guys about the 1619 project. I also told you guys about the rediscovery of America, the rediscovery of, let me make sure I get the whole title, The Rediscovery of America, Native People and the Unmasking of U.S. History. So I finished both of those two books, right? And then I moved on yesterday to Bell Hooks, Ain't I a Woman? And holy shit. Now, Ari said this was going to be a tough read, and it is. It is. I think me recently reading the 1619 project really helped conceptualize and prepare myself for Ain't I a Woman? And so it's not as bad as far as like just me being able to digest this information, but it's bad. Holy fuck, it's bad. It's so bad. Holy shit. Black men. Oh, I have a fucking problem with us. Holy shit. I have a fucking problem with us. We'll talk about it more later. But Bell Hooks, Ain't I a Woman? Holy shit. Anyway, it also got me thinking, right? Because I was scrolling through social media yesterday, and there's two mediocre white men that popped up on my timeline, right? Two absolutely mediocre white men that popped up on my timeline, which that is Jake Lang, all right, the fucking Nazi dweeb, and Julio Austin was getting into like an actual argument with him. Apparently, those unfuck America dorks were debating Jake Lang yesterday. And I'm like, why the fuck would you actually debate a Nazi? Like, what are we doing? Why the fuck are we debating Nazis? Why are we giving any type of space and breathing room and debating fucking Nazis? That's weird. But they were debating him. And Julio was there because, you know, he does the split, him and David. And Julio basically, you know, read him for filth, but then told him if it were not for him being a Christian, then he would put hands on him. And Jake Lang was like, oh, look, yeah, black men threatening violence, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, right? There's a whole thing. But then I started thinking, right? Oh, I'll hold that. That was Jake Lang. Then I saw, hey, Karen, how you doing? Snowbird, you're up here. I know you're up here. You had to hit the accept button to come up. Oh, not her running. Not her running. No. Come back. Come back, bub. Okay. Anywho, and then I was scrolling and I saw that what's the fucking guy's name? Let me go to my notes. I what's his name again? Nick Shirley. Nick Shirley. Saw some shit on my timeline about Nick Shirley and how Nick Shirley is getting ready to drop another quote unquote fraud thing this week or some shit or whatever. Right. Yeah, Brian, just hold tight, bub. I know you're in the request. There's no need for you to do the weird shit. I'm going to get you up here in a moment, Brian. I promise you. Give me just a few more minutes. I see you. Now, like I said, Nick Shirley said that he's going to drop some type of fraud shit or whatever. And like, he's been unable to actually prove anything. He just continues to make accusations. But that got me thinking about how successful mediocre white men can be. And the fact that mediocre white men have the ability to thrive within our society. They can lie, they can cheat, they can steal. They're not Eddie Guerrero, but they can do all of this bullshit while being absolutely mediocre and then being given every level of success. And even fucking mediocre white men like Charlie Kirk, right? Charlie Kirk just said a bunch of random shit that was not true. And people thought that one, he was smart, and two, literally propped him up and made him a millionaire. Yep, that's right. They fell up. They do fell up. But it got me thinking about the fact that mediocre white men have the ability to succeed in any and every single facet. Hell, look at fucking Chud the Builder. Prior to him, you know, cheddar bobbing himself and shooting a black man, he was able to get clout and amass some type of funds from just being a racist and antagonizing piece of shit. All right. Yeah, everyone else, you don't find that strange. You don't find that strange for the group of people who claim that quote unquote DEI needs to go. That this country should be based on merit. That it should be based on merit for everyone else except them. Right? Like, you don't find that to be weird that like people like Jake Lang and Nick Shirley and fucking Charlie Kirk can be successful while being mediocre? Now, the one thing that I will say is I'm not denigrating or negating the fact that I'm not saying all white men are mediocre. There are some exceptional white men that work hard, that put in the work, that actually provide substance. But the point that I'm making is there any other group in this country, not even white women, can be as mediocre as men, white men, and then be as successful? You got some of those mediocre white women like, what's her name? Laura Loomer or Emily Wilson or what's the fucking hateful trash ass swimmer. What's her name? Riley Gaines or whatever. Like they're mediocre as fuck. They're mid as fuck, but they're able to succeed. I mean, to achieve some modicum of success, but not the way these mediocre white men can. It's super interesting to me. It's super interesting to me. Anyway, that was just a thought. Man, that was just my rant. That was just my thought. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and get into some debates. I just had to get that off my chest. Only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. If you're friendly and like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. Pay links in the link tree in the bio. Santana speaks for you. Santana speaks for you. It's the best way to support the live. If you're over on YouTube, just like, hey, W's in the chat for MSK. 4RHU, that's a lot, for becoming a late night tuber. And then W's in the chat for Tess for the $5 super chat. They say, Burn is stuck in my head right now. Listen to the whole Hamilton soundtrack on our drive yesterday. Earworms for days. Facts. I just randomly sing Hamilton tracks all the time. W's in the chat for Tess. If you're over on YouTube and you like to support the live, you can do so with a super chat, and I will read that out. Brian, good morning. How are you?
Well. Soy boy Santana back at it again with another shitty live stream. You and the rest of the soy boy crew spewing lies as usual.
Did you come to do the weird stuff, or do you actually want to debate?
I'm here with more AI images today. But guess what?
No, thank you. Only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. You know what's funny, right? So Parker and Dean, those are my little brothers, right? Love them to death. Love them to death. I do. But there's of course some differences between them and me. One, I'm black as fuck. They're not. Two, I'm older. They're in their early 20s. I'm almost 40. And three, I don't suffer fools. And for some reason, they enjoy it. Right. So I'll never knock anyone for what they actually enjoy, how much they are willing to engage with trolls or anything like that. But I don't suffer fools at all. And so while I may engage while I'm sharing spaces with them, there'll never be an instance where I just suffer fools on my platform. If I'm in someone else's space and they decide to actually make that decision, of course, I'm going to, engage, because I'm not just going to sit there and say, oh, whatever. But here on my space and my platform, if you don't have substance, I don't care to talk to you. So if you're coming up here just to, I have AI images, I don't give a fuck about that. Go show them to your 15 followers or whatever. I don't give a fuck. Anyway, only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Hi, Caroline. Are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background? Carolina, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background? Ooh. I don't think this person meant to request. Brian, you're back in the request. And again, unless you're actually here to debate, you should just go ahead and drop out of the request, because I'm not interested in playing silly games. Just not interested in it. Weren't you part of the tour that there when Charlie Kirk got killed? Nope, I wasn't. Paper 90s, I was not. Charlie Kirk got killed in Utah. I ain't never been to Utah in my life. And never ever have I had the desire to go to Utah, not even catch a fucking Jazz game. Anyway, only request up if you're a Trump supporter, disagree with anything on the background. W's in chat for Anthony for the $1 donation. They are rewarded for that. They literally are. Like, bro, it's so fucking weird. W's in the chat for Anthony. Thank you for that one. Again, if you like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. Pay links in the link tree in the bio. Santana speaks for you. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat and I will read that out. Did you come back to actually debate, or like, what are we doing? Because again, I have no interest in being weird. Also, Papers 90s. Stop spamming in the comment section. If you got something to say, you can come up here, but like, you're done in the comment section. Sorry.
Hey, W Papers 90s. Santana, what you're going to do is you're going to unban me from Parker
Only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background.
Are you looking?
Hi, Austin. Are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background?
No, I just want to say I like you.
Okay, please don't do that. I appreciate you, but guys, please respect the boundaries of the live. Please do not request up unless you're actually looking to debate. I appreciate the hell out of you. You can put it in the comment section. I read the comment section all the time. If you have something important to get across, then you can actually get it to one of the mods, and the mods, if it's super important, they'll get it to me. Or if you specifically have something that you want me to answer or get a message across to directly, you can always send something to the pay links, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. Pay links in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks for You. Santana Speaks for You is the best way to support. If you want to actually get something across, I will, that's just the best way to do so. Let's see here.
We are Charlie God, we carry the flame. I'm sorry.
You're blocked.
I'm sorry.
The fuck out of my life. You guys are so fucking weird. Like, you're so weird. You're so weird. You're not funny, and you're just weird. Get a life. Brian, get out of my request. You're not coming back up here. You provide no substance. Anyway, guys, keep tapping the screen, share the live, do all the wonderful things. We have the live gift goal. It's the little pink heart puffs. If we can knock those out, that would help boost the live. So please, please, please go ahead and knock out those pink heart puffs. Again, if you are someone that disagrees with anything on the background, go ahead and get in the box. We are looking for some debates. We're talking about why the United States of America is an absolute joke. Excuse me. The most interesting thing about all of this is the fact that while the people who, for some reason, want to not necessarily hate, I'm not going to say hate, but they have like such a negative disposition on me and the things that I say, they don't have the ability to actually defend or debate me. So that's been something super interesting. Justin, you are in the request, but it says that you have a fan badge beside your name. Justin, are you here to debate? Are you here to debate, or are you actually in the request by mistake? If you're in the request by mistake, Justin, go ahead and drop out. If you're here to debate, drop something in the chat to let me know that you're actually here to debate. There we go. Good job. Thank you. No, all good. You're good. You're good. You're good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Again, we can talk about the actual substance of the conversation. There's multiple points in why I said America is becoming a joke. But the biggest point that I kind of want to highlight on, we touched on it yesterday, and it was super interesting. It's super interesting to there was instances where, quote unquote, Christians, people who are followers of Christ, who came up and said that Christians don't weaponize the Bible, right? They came up to debate that point. And then while coming up to debate that point, right, they literally, can we put bad faith Christians? No. See, that's what I was just about to say. So Santos said, can we put bad faith Christians? No. Because that's one of the first things they tried to do, is they tried to come up and they tried to say like, oh, well, the people that do this, they're not really Christians. They're not really Christians. The first tactic was to other themselves, to separate themselves from anyone else who would be deemed a Christian that would actually weaponize it to absolve them from the premise of being like those people who weaponize the Bible. And what proceeded to occur was a laundry list of weaponization, hatred, bigotry, right? Just a amalgamation of what the Bible symbolizes, as people tried to proclaim that, oh, Christians actually don't weaponize the Bible. But that's a blanket statement. Santos, if you disagree with the statement, then request up and debate me on it. If you disagree with the statement, then come and prove it. Red, would you come up to debate?
Well, today I identify as a Labrador Retriever, and I want you to debate that I'm not a Labrador.
If you come up to do the silly shit, Red, I'm going to drop you. I don't know how much you've been watching, but I have low tolerance for silly shit this morning.
Now, what's the debate? What we debate?
I don't know. You can pick a topic.
Christian the
also,
Bible.
your signal is absolutely shit right now. Like your signal is really shit.
What about now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's a little bit better. Hold on 1 second. Jude, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background?
Visual 911, visual 9.
You didn't even finish saying the shit that you said. Also, they changed the actual like shit on TikTok, so that does nothing. You're just literally spamming words for no reason now. You dweebs are embarrassing. Red, these are the people that you align yourself with?
No, I don't align myself. I don't align myself with them. I'm not neither Republican nor Democrat.
Well,
I just currently
align yourself.
Like
exactly,
Trump.
And they like Trump too. You two, these are the people that you align yourself with because of your actual your actual support of Donald Trump. Like literally, there's people that support Trump with you, so you align yourself with them.
No, you can't say that. That's like saying them same people. I'm pretty sure you like ice cream and they like ice cream too.
Okay, I mean, I hear you.
Pepsi.
And sure,
I'm saying,
like
you can't say because we like some of the same shit that we are in alignment. No, that's not true.
Well, I mean, like I think you can sit here and say that there's some cross-pollination when it comes to like lower level things, right? Who likes vanilla versus who likes chocolate? Who likes, friends versus who likes living single? Like, sure, you can do those things, but when it comes to the political climate, right? The fact that the political climate is so polarized within the United States, especially, and now certain people have made the aspect of politics their entire personality. It has very much become a point of emphasis as far as like, if you are willing to toe the line on one side of the aisle or other for a lot of people, then they are willing to actually forget all of the transgressions unless it's against the other side. I'll give you a great example about this. Red, what are your thoughts on Graham Plattner?
Graham Plattner?
Yeah, the white guy that dropped out of the Maine senator race, the Democrat who he had credible allegations of sexual harassment and sexual assault, and so he had to just drop out.
I think he did what he felt like he needed to do. He needed to drop out because there wasn't nobody they wasn't gonna stand with it.
Okay, you wouldn't support him to be able to continue to. Now, again, it was only credible allegations. There had been nothing proved. You don't think that he should continue because he actually had a real chance of winning Maine and flipping Maine blue because currently Maine is held by Susan Collins, a very unpopular Republican senator. And so he had an amazing chance of flipping Maine. You don't think that he should have continued to actually push past since no one had proven anything and it was just credible allegations?
Well, it speaks volumes alone that he dropped out. They tell you that those allegations were actually true.
Oh, okay.
And
you're breaking up again. You're breaking up again.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
What about now? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, that speaks volumes. It speaks volumes alone that he dropped out. And it goes to show that all the allegations against him were true. He actually did those and he dropped out to avoid further investigation.
Okay.
He didn't want to get exposed. So, yeah.
You know what? That's a good point. That's like I said, that's a good point, Red. Right. I actually agree with you. I think he should have dropped out. Two, I don't even think that he should have been on the ticket for this long because when the information came out about him having like the Nazi tattoo, and then him trying to explain it away. Oh, I was younger. We were in the military. I didn't know what it mean. At that point, I was like, nah, fuck this guy. And so I was saying since then that he should have actually, dropped out. But, he had a real chance of winning Maine. And so the Democratic establishment stuck with him. Now, Red, And Donald Trump shouldn't have ran for president in 2020 or in 2024 because of the same thing, right?
I disagree.
Why?
Donald Trump wasn't found guilty for
I'm sorry?
Those were just allegations.
Oh, wait, but you said
Donald
that
Trump stood on business. He wasn't found guilty.
Oh, okay.
And
wait.
And he didn't fold under pressure neither.
Okay, but listen,
under pressure, Santana.
But listen, the same, well, actually, technically, Donald Trump had more against him than Graham Plattner, right? Because Graham Plattner had credible accusations. Donald Trump had credible accusations, and he's actually been taken to court and lost a court case verifying this. So, Red, my question is, why did your actual point as far as like, I think Plattner should have dropped out, but not Trump? Like, because I think both of them were held, should have been held to the same level, and both of them should not be able to hold office.
I'll tell you why. And the reason why I feel like Trump is eligible to continue to do what he do. Trump denied those allegations, and he stood on business, and he didn't run. That guy, when those allegations came up, he didn't stand on business. He folded, and that alone is an admission of guilt.
Well, that's not true, because it took the third credible allegation to come forward before he actually backed out. So there was multiple times of people saying he did this, and he continued to quote unquote stand on business. But you keep saying that Trump didn't actually have anything. Again, a court actually ruled that Donald Trump raped E. Jean Carroll. Like this is not something that we have to actually speculate on. This is not something that we have to say like, oh, is it just an accusation? This is actually literally something that's been adjudicated. But even more than that, do you know what his ex-wife put in their divorce decree?
No, I don't. What did she put in there?
First and foremost, do you know what a divorce decree is?
Yeah, the reason why she's filed it.
Right. Well, yes and no. It's a little bit more than that. The divorce decree is the final documentation. It lists why they're filing, but it's a legal documentation that's entered into the court system, and it properly documents the reasoning, and then the dissolvement of the marriage, and then any type of like arrangements post marriage. And both sides have to actually read over and sign off on both things. I mean, on the divorce decree, and then it's filed into public record as far as like the court system, right? So this is an official legal process. It's overseen with lawyers, and this is something that both parties have to sign off on, right? Okay. In Donald Trump's divorce decree from his ex-wife, she documented how he raped her, pulled out her hair, and then the next day came to her and said, "Did it hurt?" Donald Trump and his lawyers signed off on that, and then officially entered it into the legal records with the court.
A woman scorned to say anything.
Wait.
I understand what you're gonna say. I know what you're gonna say.
Wait 1 second. You said in 1 second, all the pain. Get up here, you donut. I just muted you. You said I'm full of shit. Come up here and prove it. Anyway, you're talking about a quote unquote woman scorn. If this were not true, Red, why would Donald Trump and his lawyers sign off on it and allow it to be filed with the courts?
Because Donald Trump is at that time he was a billionaire, and he just wanted to get her out of his hair. He wanted to pay her, get her out of his hair. That's what I believe.
You can say that's true. What you believe, but that's not the truth.
But you can't prove it's not true.
Oh, no, I can. You know how I can prove that's not true? Because the divorce proceedings wasn't one of Donald Trump just immediately folding. Donald Trump fought the divorce proceedings and made sure that he got what he thought was equitable and didn't give more than he thought was equitable. Right? Donald Trump didn't just say, I'm going to just get her out of my hair. I'm going to sign and do whatever. So Red,
But
even
that,
if
what he,
hold on,
what
Red,
he,
hold on, Red. Even if he was looking to quote unquote get her out of his hair, this is still one of the listed reasons of why the divorce was filed. And it went into the public record where Donald Trump and his lawyers signed off on it. So at the very least, even if I grant you that he wanted to get her out of his hair, it still does not negate the fact that Donald Trump agreed to raping his ex-wife and pulling out her hair, and then the next day saying, did it hurt? You can try to justify that any way that you want to, but that does not negate the fact that Donald Trump actually agreed with it.
I ain't gonna lie, Santana. I would have to read that. I would have to read that myself, because I know that you Democrats will say things just because you guys.
I'm not
don't
a Democrat,
like
and I'm not saying shit just to say shit. You can go look up. You can go search the court case. I mean, it'll be a little bit harder to find because it was so long ago. But you can, like, court cases and like court filings are public records. So if you want to take your time to go look it up, you can. I don't say shit just to say shit.
I don't. I mean, even if he said that, or he agreed to just, he probably like, man, let her say whatever she wants. I don't give a damn. I'm Donald Trump. I don't believe no woman scorn, no scorn woman. I just don't.
But you believe the women in Grand Platinum's situation.
I believe his actions. I don't. It ain't the women. I believe his actions.
Wait. His actions, because his justification for his actions is not that he actually did it. He still denies that he did it, but he said that he didn't want to be a burden and he wanted to step aside. So his actions was one of saying, like, I want Maine to flip blue, and so I'm not going to be the issue. But he's still not saying that he did it. So Red, are you saying that you believe his actions of just being noble? Like, whoa, 1 second. Are you saying that you believe his actions of him being noble, or do you think that he actually did the things that the women are saying?
I believe he did it. Okay,
so you do believe women?
No, I believe his actions.
Well, his actions literally said, and he justified his actions as stepping aside so he wouldn't, so Maine could continue to actually be progressive. He's on record of still denying the allegations.
Well, I done seen people. I done seen situations like this where people know that they was guilty, and just to leave it alone. All right, I'm just gonna step aside. I ain't do it, but I'm gonna step aside. And I done seen different situations play out like this. But I know a guilty. That was a guilty move. It was a guilty move. For him to give up.
So like Graham Plattner, the one thing that I will grant you is that there was like this. The one person did allege that they had like some DNA that was left by Graham Plattner on her T-shirt. Because he forced himself on her, and he left on her shirt, and like she said that she had it, but he wouldn't like agree to letting them test it, and wouldn't say like, no, I'm not giving up my DNA. You're not going to test it. And even though like it hadn't been like any legal proceedings, he just said, no, I deny that, and I'm not going to even give you the time of day. I mean, I guess that's the only kind of thing that you can say that has any credibility.
Well, can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question, Santana?
Wait, but I mean, like I'm saying, can we agree on that? That's the only type of credibility as far as like what you're saying, because I don't agree with you on anything else. But the fact that he was willing to like not only deny that with the T-shirt, but to say, no, I'm good.
Right, that was an act. That was omission. That was a guilty verdict right there.
It was
to me.
Okay.
Yeah, that was.
Hey, I just lied to you, right? I literally just lied to you. Donald Trump actually is the one that E. Jean Carroll had the DNA on her dress, and for 2 years, Donald Trump denied the request to submit his DNA to prove that was not his DNA on the dress, and Donald Trump said, nope, not going to do it. And it could have exonerated him, but it didn't. And so he ended up losing the case. So again, Red, by even your own standards, Donald Trump admitted his guilt. So why is it that you don't hold these standards for Donald Trump?
Oh, so you switched it up on me. So
yeah, I literally just lied to I literally just lied to you to see if you held that consistency. And guess what, Red? You don't.
You didn't ask me, did I hold it consistent? Well, maybe he did.
Maybe who did?
But this what maybe Trump did. If that was Trump you was talking about, and he dropped out or something, and quit because somebody came forward on something. But this the thing, bro. I don't put nothing past these people. Don't think that I think that this Trump is an angel, bro. I don't put nothing past him. He a white dude. I don't put nothing past him. I believe I believe Trump got a lot. He's a bad person, like a lot of these politicians are bad people. But does he have good things about him? Yes. Is the man perfect? No, he's not perfect.
Hey, what's so good about him that you can overlook rape?
I didn't say I don't agree with rape.
No. I didn't say you do. You said that he's got some good things about him, and you said that you think that he's a person and all this other stuff. So the question I have is, what's so good about Donald Trump that you're willing to overlook rape?
Well, I can ask you the same thing about all your politics.
I'm confused as far as why you're trying to deflect and go to someone else when this is a specific question, Red, and you don't answer questions with a question, and you don't answer a question by saying, look at this other person. The direct and specific question, Red, is what's so good? Because you said Donald Trump has some really good things about him. And so I'm trying to understand what good thing would offset rape. Obviously, you're saying there's something that's justifiable.
No. Nothing's justified about that act alone.
Okay, so you're saying that there's nothing that could be good enough that would supersede rape.
No, I'm saying he has policies that are good for the United States.
What policy?
Now,
what policy does he have? Hold on one second, Red.
Now, if he did that makes him a terrible person.
Red, what policy then does he have that's so good that you are willing to overlook rape to support him?
He don't have no policy that good to make me
but
look,
you just said, okay, so this is the second time. This is the second time, Red. First, you said that he's good and he has some good things. And so I said, what good thing overlooks rape? You admitted, actually, there's no good thing. And then you said he got some good policy. So now I'm saying, what good policy?
He has some good policies, but it don't supersede. I can't look at him as a good person.
I'm not even talking about him as a person. I'm not even talking about him as a person. Like, I don't care about him as a person. I think, as a person, he's like the bottom of the barrel. He's like, a POS, but we're not talking about him as a person. I'm saying, what to you, the fact that he is an adjudicated rapist, the fact that it has been entered into the record by his ex-wife, the fact that he's agreed upon it, the fact that he, even with E. Jean Carroll fought this tooth and nail all the way to the Supreme Court looked at the case and looked at the information and said, no, thank you. And with all of that being said, you're saying that there has to be some redeemable quality of Donald Trump that allows you to continue to support him, even though everything about him has confirmed that he is absolutely a rapist. So what's that thing, whether it be policy, whether it be, some quality, whether it be something that he's specifically doing, what to you has made it justifiable? What to you has made it justifiable, Red? What to you has made it justifiable to say, okay, he's a rapist, but I like this thing more than I care about him being a rapist?
Well, that's something he did in his personal life. I don't care about his personal life.
Okay, so you don't care about rape.
The politics. No, I don't. I disagree with it. I feel like if anybody who do something like that, they really need to have a firing squad.
Oh, okay, but again, like so you're just saying rape isn't a deal breaker for you?
Yeah, it is. It's a deal breaker.
It
but
is?
I'm not talking
okay,
about
give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. 1 second, Red. 1 second, Red. Hold on. No. Hold on a second. Ken, you said wipe the floor with this whole slow level. Sure, Ken, come up here and do it. You guys are like so fucking butthurt in the comment section because I'm talking about your fucking mango messiah. He's a rapist. Fuck him. Fuck him and fuck you too for defending him. You guys can cry in my comment section all you want, but you can't prove me wrong. That's why you're crying in the comment section. That's why you just rejected my request, because you know for a fact that I'm right. That's why you won't come up here and debate me on it, because you know that I'm right. If I'm so low level, then come and beat me in a debate, but you fucking can't. You fucking can't, because I have the truth. And all you have is bullshit feelings. Go ahead. I would love for you to answer my question.
Now,
I would love for you to answer my question.
No, and I'm answering it. That's the worst of the worst. I much rather prefer unalive than one of those pedophiles people, or one of those rapists. I don't agree with that. That goes against everything that I stand for. I stand behind the unalive before I stand behind one of those. Now
you keep saying that, but yet you still support an adjudicated rapist.
No, I don't support him. I don't support.
Okay, so you don't support Trump anymore.
Yeah, I support. So I stand. I like some of his policies.
So you still support Trump?
No, it's not. That's not Trump. Trump is not. Trump. You can't say, oh, immigration is Trump. No, I support immigration.
Okay, so what policies then? I'm confused.
The
what policies you're talking
about? The ICE, sending them back, putting ICE out here.
Okay, so mass deportation.
I support mass deportation.
Yeah, that's
Trump.
Donald Trump policies. That's Donald Trump policy. That's something unique to Donald Trump.
No, you can't.
No. That's literally
other presidents have did mass.
Nope.
Other presidents have did it too.
Nope.
So the
policy of mass deportation is unique to Donald Trump. I'll tell you why. Give me 2 seconds, really quickly.
No, I'm gonna tell you. Hold on, before you go, let me tell you.
No. Let me just say thank you to these people really quick, and then we'll get back into it. Give me just a second. W's in the chat for Lord Tamayoshi for the $20 super chat to say Happy Friday. Republicans trying to call out Democrats in the Plattner Swalwell is fucking hypocritical. Hilarious coming from their side with Trump. The Nazi tattoo should have been enough for Dems to not have nominated him. Lord Tamayoshi, that's what I've been saying. Like, they're so hypocritical. Like, the fact that they actually pretend as if they have some type of moral high ground when not holding consistency when it comes to them and their own party. It's mind-blowing. That was in the chat for LGK over on Twitch. Oh yeah, late nights will be back soon. W's in the chat. Thank you for that. W's in the chat for Kelly for the 45 cheer bits to say swan dive to the ceiling, barrel rolling, throwing pockets full of glitter. Good friend Fridays, cuties and beauties. Hopefully everyone is having a wonderful day. Remember, get your daily dose of hydration and snackies. Now stay amazing. Backflips downstairs, crashing out the window, explodes into glitter. W's in the chat. W's in the chat for Cool Cat. Yeah, he is an imposter. W's in the chat for May Phoenix for the 1 cheer bit. Oh yeah, no. Twitch don't play those games. W's in the chat for Mander for the 1 cheer bit. Yeah, no, I got him in a cocaine and clutch right now, Manders. Don't even worry about it. And last but not least, W's in the chat for Cool Cat for the 1 cheered bit. Yeah, like I am too, but we're going to continue to hold him accountable. W's in the chat for Twitch. W's in the chat as well for Anthony for the $1 donation. He does love the taste, bro. Like, absolutely. That's the only thing that makes sense. W's in the chat for Lily for the $1.93 donation. Yeah, I appreciate you, Lily. I saw your email and the communications. I appreciate you. And guys, fucking W's in the chat for Sonny. Sonny sent a $50 donation. Fucking W's in the chat for Sonny. Sonny sent a $50 donation. Said, always learning from your lives. Appreciate you. Thank you, Sonny. That means the world to me. I appreciate you to the moon and back. Thank you so much for the love, your kindness, and support. Guys, I want to see that W's just keep on rolling for Sonny. W's in the chat for Sonny. If anyone else like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. Pay links in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks for You. Santana Speaks for You is the best way to support the live. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat and I will read that out. Guys, keep tapping the screen. Knock out the finger hearts, right? The finger hearts is the gift goal. Please, please, please knock out the finger hearts. Also, look up at the top. If you see the word follow, that means you haven't followed me. We only got 21 new followers on the stream. Please, please, please hit that follow button. Turn on notifications so you guys know when we go live. We go live all the time. All right, Red, you were just about to give me one more excuse before I went.
No, I was saying other presidents have carried out mass deportation too. And the one, even during the, I can't remember which WAR it was, but when they rounded up all the Chinese, the
Japanese people, and that was after Pearl Harbor.
Right. So I'm not, and I don't like you playing mind games with me and trying to change my mind. I think you lying. But if I go and I check and that shit for real, then I come back on here and say I don't support it. Okay. But I think you lying. Yeah, but I'm gonna go look that up. And if I find that you're not lying,
I've lied to you one time, Red, and I literally told you when I was lying. Like I've lied to you one time and I told you when I was lying. I have no reason to lie about this. Now, what I will say is there's a difference between what happened to the Japanese people, after the bombing of Pearl Harbor during World War II, and the United States of America admitted that they engage in atrocities, including paying reparations to those Japanese people. So you trying to say that this is equivalent to Donald Trump and his mass deportation policy? You're wrong. You're just wrong. Red,
no, it's not. Because I'm gonna tell you why. They're bringing in the fit. They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats.
Red, I thought you were about to try to tell me about how I'm wrong when the statement that I made about the Japanese people. I don't care about the ridiculous bullshit that you're getting ready to parry for Donald Trump. I'm saying Donald Trump's policy of mass deportation is uniquely Donald Trump.
You can't say that's Donald Trump.
I am, because I was getting ready to explain. I let you tell me the actual excuse that you wanted to make when I got ready to tell you why it's uniquely Donald Trump, but you keep trying to cut me off. So I'm going to tell you why it's uniquely Donald Trump's policy. Okay. All right. So other presidents have engaged in deportation in one way, shape, or the other. You can take a look at all presidents since Ronald Reagan, which Ronald Reagan did mass amnesty, which is the total opposite of mass deportation. You can take a look at Clinton and the way that he went about, Clinton, the way that he went about deportation, the way that Bush Jr. went about deportation, the way Obama went about deportation, the way Trump went about deportation in his first term, and the way that Biden went about deportation. Now, while all of them had some semblance of deportation and the way that they actually did it, and some presidents deported at a higher level, i.e. Joe Biden and Barack Obama deported at a higher level than Donald Trump. The per rate as far as the time is higher, right? Donald Trump has done something that no other president has done. Number one, he made it something that he ran on. While Reagan ran on the premise of mass deportation, Reagan ran on the premise of mass amnesty. Donald Trump ran on the premise of mass deportation. Donald Trump then allocated $88 million a year. I'm sorry, 88 billion. Holy shit. $88 billion a year to the efforts of mass deportation. He funded ICE to the 14th highest level of any military budget in the world, not just like the highest budget in the country for any type of department, but if you stack the budget up that ICE has to other countries' military budgets, it's the 14th largest budget. He then gave, they sent an internal memo giving quote unquote coverage for people to be able to put the Constitution aside and actually enter people's homes without a warrant. Like they told ICE agents they could do that. Donald Trump and the conservative-leaning Supreme Court then ruled that ICE could discriminate against people. They could actually racially profile them based off of their race and one other deciding factor. So they could be black or brown and be like in a Home Depot parking lot somewhere that, you know, other undocumented immigrants may be. They could be black or brown and they could be speaking a different language. That's, you know, enough provocation for them to actually detain and arrest them with ICE. There was a multitude of things that the conservative Supreme Court under Donald Trump granted and allowing ICE to be able to target these undocumented immigrants. And last but not least, Donald Trump has ran coverage for ICE agents literally shooting people in the face, like literally murdering United States citizens. And recently, as of 2 days ago, ICE killed another American citizen. So the point that I'm making is, if you take a look at the efforts, energy, and everything that Donald Trump and his administration has put behind this deportation process, this is unlike anything else that has been done. This is uniquely Donald Trump. So if you're saying that you support this immigration policy, this deportation policy, this is Donald Trump's. This is not something that's standard for the United States of America.
Are you trying to manipulate me?
I'm not trying to manipulate anything. I'm just laying out facts. That's it. Nothing else?
Well, I don't want to talk about that no more. I want to talk about something else.
Oh, wait, Red. Wait. Because again, the question I had originally was, what is Donald Trump doing? What's so great about Trump that you're willing to actually overlook rape? What offsets rape? You said there's nothing specific about him, but you like his policies and he has good policies. I said, what good policies does he have that supersedes rape? And you said, actually, it's not his policies. And there's no policy that would supersede rape. You said you don't do that. Then you said, well, I don't support Donald Trump. I support his policies. I said, okay, what policy? You said the deportation. And I told you, this is not the quote unquote policies. This is specifically unique to Donald Trump. You can't separate those two. So you still support Donald Trump. So now the question that I'm coming back to, the question I'm coming back to, Red, is if this is a uniquely Donald Trump policy that you support, you still think that this unique Donald Trump policy is justifiable of rape?
No, you can't put it like that. You can't do that.
Why? Where am I wrong?
Because you're trying to make me support something that I don't support.
No, I'm not trying to make you support anything. You're supporting it. I'm not trying to make you do anything. I'm just pointing out the fact that this is what it is. I'm not making you do anything. I'm not saying you have to support Trump. You're the one that's still supporting him.
I'm not.
Okay, so you no longer support Trump.
I'm finna go check. I'll be back. I'm finna go check and see if you lying to me.
Go take a look. You do what you want with that one. Only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. If you are a friendly and like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links, and a link to in the bio. Santana speaks for you. Santana speaks for you is the best way to support the live. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat and I will read that out. Hi, Charlie. Are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background?
Yes, I am. I disagree with stuff on the background.
Okay.
And I'm 20.
Okay, that's fine. Charlie, which point on the background do you disagree with the most? Where you like to start?
Yeah, so I disagree with the point that Christians use the Bible to kind of criticize other people. I think some Christians do that. I think we look at the majority of Christians.
Oh, it doesn't say criticize other people.
Christians weaponize the Bible. Yeah.
Okay, so you disagree with the point that Christians weaponize the Bible. Okay, can you give me 2 seconds just to say thank you to a couple of people and then I'll let you tell me why?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. Guys, let's see here. W's in the chat for W's in the chat for Cool Cat for the 3 chair bits. Somebody get the license plate. I know that's right. W's in chat for Mander for the 1 chair bit. Yeah, absolutely. Manders, make sure that you're keeping them in line over there. Let's make sure we're in lockstep over on Twitch. W's in the chat for Agent Sex. What up, Agent Sex, for the $10 super chat to say Fridays or Chocolate Thunder Day. Thank you for protecting our sanity every day. Thank you so much, Agent Sex. I appreciate the hell out of you. W's in the chat for Agent Sex. W's in the chat for Brittany for the $5 donation saying, yeah, manipulate him with facts more. Exactly. That's literally what happened. And last but not least, guys, holy fuck. Again, Sonny said another $50 donation. Holy fuck. W's in the chat for Sonny. Sonny said, you deserve it for putting up with all these donuts. Sonny, I'm trying. Sonny, holy fuck. Massive W's in the chat for Sonny, guys. Keep it going. Thank you. Holy shit. If anyone else would like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links in the link tree in the bio. Santana speaks for you. Santana speaks for you. It's the best way to support the live. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat and I will read that out. Keep tapping the screen, share the live. Can we knock out the high bears, please? That's the daily gift goal. Please. And let's get the likes up to 200,000 likes. Okay, Charlie, floor is yours. Tell me why you disagree with the premise that Christians weaponize the Bible.
Yeah, so I think that if you look at some Christians, of course, we're going to say that they weaponize the Bible to go against certain groups of people. However, I think that most of the people use their point of view according to the Bible as a way to vote. And since we live in a democracy in which we are able to freely vote, we're just using that point of position or point of belief to vote for people who we think are most likely going to express those ideas and those beliefs. And I also think it comes down to the idea is I think that the Bible promotes moral values, and just because a given society at a given time doesn't necessarily agree with those morals, doesn't mean those morals don't exist.
Okay. Before I go too far, Charlie, 2 quick questions for you. Number 1, and I'm just going to throw both of them out there. Number 1, who said that this was just about politics when I was talking about this point? And number 2, how well do you know history, and not just United States history, but just history of the world as a whole?
I'm not too versed on history, to be honest, but I have a decent grasp of it. And then what was your first point about politics?
Who said that this was just about politics? You said that people use their religion for voting. And I was just
I think it's about a lot more than just politics. I think it's about the way we encounter life daily.
Okay. All right. How confident are you feeling right now
about this conversation?
Yep.
I mean, decent,
1 to 10.
I guess.
1 to 10. What would you put on that scale?
Like a 3.
Okay. At least you're honest. All right. Let me explain a little bit more about why I'm saying what I'm saying. So the weaponization of Christianity is something that is not only prevalent in our society today, and it's not only something that has shaped the United States of America as a whole, but has shaped the moral fabric of society as a whole. The justification of religion has caused genocides, has caused oppression, has caused different social constructs to come in place, and it is being weaponized today here in the United States of America to disenfranchise anyone that doesn't acquiesce to the patriarchal system or fall at the specific top of the patriarchal system. So when I talk about the weaponization of Christianity, I'm not only talking about how it affects us on a day-to-day basis from things that we do know. I'm talking about the way that Christianity affects us in things that most people don't know. Question for you, Charlie, who created race?
Isn't race a social construct?
Mm-hmm. But who created the idea of race?
I would say society over time to discriminate against certain people.
No. Peach! W's in the chat for Peach. Welcome in, Peach Raid. Hello, Peach. I hope you had a wonderful live. I stopped in for a moment and I saw you. I hope you had a great live. W's in the chat for Peach. No. It's there. There's a specific person. There was a specific time, and it's all documented.
Okay, I'm not sure. Could you please tell me?
Sure. His name was Gomez Inez de Zurara. He was a Portuguese man that was commissioned by the Catholic Church. They were looking for justification for chattel slavery. And so he went and observed Black people and said that they were animalistic, hypersexual. They were of the lower hemisphere and they needed to be civilized. And the way that they could civilize them were through chattel slavery. And so after he submitted that actual information to the Catholic Church, they published 2 papal bulls in 1455 and then 1457, giving the justification to European countries to engage in chattel slavery. Prior to Gomez, Inez de Zurara, people were not categorized based off of those phenotypical characteristics. They were categorized on things like, where they were from, they were Greek, they were Roman, they were categorized on like religion, Jews and Gentiles, things like that. But then after Gomez, Inez de Zurara and the justification, so they could use it for chattel slavery, people started being being listed and labeled as, Black, white, Asian, blah, 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 blah. So the point that I'm saying, the point that I'm getting to is, even the social construct that we live by and adhere to on a day-to-day basis was shaped by the weaponization of Christianity. The church weaponized their justification to spread Christianity and to civilize people in order to create a construct that we all adhere to.
Okay, so the person that you just mentioned, how did he directly use the Bible to create these systems?
Yeah, the actual church. The Catholic Church is the one that commissioned him specifically for this, and he lied. That's the weaponization. The weaponization is that they did not meet the standard of what was Christ-like, and this gave them that justification. Another thing was the fact that they said that they were uncivilized and needed to be converted to Christianity.
Okay, so here's the problem here's the thing that I have a problem with. I think that if we look throughout history, of course, there's going to be people who severely weaponize the Bible to go against certain groups of people. We can see that a variety of times throughout history. But to say that Christians,
FYI, I want to stop for half a second. You saying that there's certain times, that would be an understatement. It's not that it's certain times. It's literally in the DNA and fabric of the world. So,
okay, but just because
like saying certain times, that's like downplaying it. That's like saying it literally is. That's like saying, Goku. Yeah, he was someone that once fought on Namek. Like that's downplaying the fact that was the first time Goku ever went Super Saiyan, and he's the fucking main character of Dragon Ball Z. Like you're relegating the main character and one of the most pivotal moments in the entire show down to, he fought on Namek.
I think that when there's revolutions that are taking place, people want to hold on to anything. There needs to be a binding force. And I think that religion often fills those gaps, no matter what religion it is. It's just because Christianity was more dominant at the time. I think that's a way for people to kind of hold on to something.
Can you name one other religion that's been weaponized to the level of Christianity?
Throughout history? No, I cannot.
Okay.
FYI, can I finish my point though?
What was the reason why conquistadors came to Turtle Island and colonized the indigenous people?
To make it a Christian place.
Well, yes. One, to find fortune, they want gold, but also two, to spread Christianity. Like you do understand, if the driving factor of Christianity wasn't used for justification to colonize the Americas, we wouldn't be here.
But are you saying, so I agree with you that that's a problem, and the things that have happened in the past and present are not necessarily good outcomes of the Bible. But to say that we're holding on to these bad things to prove that the Bible in and of itself is not true, I think are two separate conversations.
Who says anything about the Bible not being true?
Okay, so if I agree with you that people
can you clarify that?
Bible,
when did I say the Bible is not true? I mean, I don't believe it is, but I didn't say that. So you're like asserting something that I never said.
Okay, so I think that there's a distinction that we're kind of on the hinges of. And I think that distinction is we're mostly talking about now people using the Bible to weaponize against other groups of people. However,
when have I not been talking about now? Just because I've given historical context, I've talked about how that affects now. You don't think that the construct of race is relevant to today?
I'm saying that if we take people who have represented Christianity in the Bible wrong and use that as the guiding principle to say that people use the Bible to weaponize against other groups of people, I think is false. I think that we can look at specific times, specific people, specific groups of people that have targeted using the Bible, but I'm saying that Christians as a whole are not doing that. They're reading the Bible in a way that is not discriminating against certain groups. However, I do believe that has happened in the past.
If the whole of Christianity has been responsible for literal genocides, have been responsible for literal shifting of cultural norms, if the whole of Christianity is the reason why women don't have access to bodily autonomy today, how can you say that that's not the thing just because some individual Christians may disagree with the effect of Christianity? That doesn't even make sense.
Yes, it does. I'm saying that if I were to go out and claim to be a LeBron James fan and wear his jersey and me and a whole bunch of groups of kids, and then people started seeing that because I'm wearing this LeBron James jersey and I'm going out and doing bad things and getting away with it, and I'm claiming to be a fan of LeBron James, and me and my friends are claiming to do this, and then after decades and decades, people are like, okay, if I put on a LeBron James jersey and I go out and I do these things, society's going to accept me. It's not even the fact that we know about LeBron James, not even the fact that we like him or necessarily are part of him. We're just simply using it as a mask to get away with what we want. I think that people have done that with Christianity.
I hear you, but these are the people that pick up and weaponize the religion. So if you're saying, wait 1 second. So if you're saying that you have to separate the people that weaponize Christianity from the people that don't, then I disagree. Because what's the requirement to be a Christian?
To follow Jesus and believe that he was a son of God, was died, buried, and resurrected.
Yep. That's all you have to do. That's all you got to do to get in the club. No cover charge, no dress code. You just got to believe that. And so anyone can say that they believe that and they're automatically labeled as a Christian. So how do you separate the people who weaponize the Bible and they believe that versus the people that don't weaponize the Bible and they believe that, because both of them are Christians?
Yeah, I think you would have to go to the verse that says, you will know me by my fruits. I think that a lot of people are claiming to Christianity as a way to target other groups of people, and I think that is wrong. I think that just to say that those people exist and to look at someone like me who is not doing that, look at someone all around, like I've gone to places all around the world, and the Jesus that they are worshiping and bowing down to and believing in, they are not using that Bible to weaponize against other groups. However, I 1000% agree with you that people use it to weaponize against other people. Okay.
So you don't disagree with the background then?
No, but I think it's a generalization to say that Christians, because I think that we can look at specific Christians like Trump, who sometimes claims to be a Christian and then goes and does terrible things.
Wait.
I'm using his as a specific example.
You like grapes?
It depends if they're good. Some of them are kind of ass.
Yeah, fine. Let's say these grapes are Christians. All right, got a bag of Christians right here. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, there's like 30, 40 Christians in here, but like 3 to 5 Christians, grapes are poisonous, right? And you're super hungry, you're starving, you haven't eaten in weeks, and I show up and I give you this bag of grapes, these Christians, and I say, listen, it's 40 grapes in here, but 5 of them are poisonous and they will kill you. But you're starving. Are you going to take the risk and eat these grapes? Or are you just going to reject the whole until you can know for sure which ones are poisonous and which ones not?
In this specific example, I would not choose to eat any of the grapes.
Perfect. So the analogy that I'm making correlates to the direct fact that while there are instances where there could be some non-poisonous members of Christianity, I'm not negating that. That's why it doesn't say all. Right? I don't deal with all because I don't believe in saying every single person. That's literally not a thing. But what I do believe is that there's enough evidence and there's enough historical context for generations and generations and generations, even to today, to say that Christianity as a whole has been weaponized and even today is being weaponized until the people who do not weaponize Christianity are at the forefront and supersede the people that do try to weaponize it. It is reasonable for people to not only understand but expect for Christianity to be weaponized against people.
Okay, so how would you feel if we looked at certain groups of people, certain demographics, certain countries who have not had the best reputations in the past, who have more high criminal records, who have more higher homicide rates, who are more likely to cause terror within other parts of the world, and we deem them as something that we should not necessarily treat. Of course, we're treating everyone equally, but like if they were also represented as grapes and someone told me to go engage with them, if I have the same mentality that I'm not going to choose any of the grapes, I think that that is a bad statement to say, because just because a certain demographic.
One, I don't care, because we're not talking about demographics of people. But two, that doesn't actually negate the point that I'm making about Christianity. You pointing to another group and saying, well, if you're going to use this logic, then we can use this logic in other places. I don't care about how you use your logic. That doesn't defeat the point on the background. That doesn't address Christianity. You talking about, like, you know, crime or murder or anything else within races or areas or anything, that does not negate the point that we're making about Christianity. So you can continue to try to make whatever point that you're trying to make. I just want to be on record and let you know I don't care. I don't care, because that has nothing to do with the point on the background.
Okay, I'm just saying that if we were using this point consistently, and this is why I kind of disagree with the point.
I don't care.
You don't care if I use the point consistently.
I don't care,
because you want to.
I literally don't care. It has nothing to do with the background.
Of course it does. It
literally has nothing to do with you trying to pivot to another area or section or anything. It's literally you pivoting. I don't care.
It's an example. It's a real world example.
Use whatever you want to use whenever you want to use it. I'm just telling you that it's not pertinent to the conversation that we have right now.
Of course it is. And you know it is. You know it's exactly
it's literally not, and I'm telling you I don't care. Okay, the difference between the shit that you're trying to say, and even if I did allow it and I did engage in it, which I'm not, you can't back it up with evidence, while I can back up what I'm saying with evidence. The reason why you're not attacking specifically the things that I'm saying is because you cannot address the things that I'm saying. And so you want to deflect from the things that I'm saying about Christianity and put the focus on something else. Why are you trying to talk about something outside of Christianity when we're having a debate about Christianity?
Of course, you have to use outside examples to prove your point further. This is what you do in every single debate. And if you're not doing that, then you're not a good debater.
Wait, no. Again, no, you don't. Not if you're talking empirics. If you have actual information, evidence, and I will grant you, if you need to make an analogy for a correlation to further your point, sure, right? Yeah. But the point being, the point being is you're saying that if I hold to this, then I would have to allow you to hold to that. And I'm telling you, I don't care. Sure, I don't care. That's the point.
You would hold to it.
I don't care. I'm telling you, I literally don't care. You can have, it's not like I don't understand your analogy. It's not like I don't hear your dog whistle. I hear it. I just don't give a fuck about it. Because it still does nothing to actually address the point on the background. You're literally just hoping that you can get me off of my point by using your dog whistle, and you can't. I don't give a fuck. Address the point.
I'll tell you exactly why I use the analogy. So if we use that analogy to talk about Christians, my whole point that if we look at a certain group, a demographic, a certain religion, and say that because people have done bad things, because they have a higher chance of doing something bad within a certain community, that means that we should look at them in a more negative light. If we use that same logic and we look to other, and I disagree with that. However, you are agreeing with that. And if we use that same logic and we look around the world to certain demographics, certain religions, certain men, white men who use their power to discriminate.
I'm confused why I'm literally saying, okay, I'm not disagreeing with you. You're fighting so hard. One second. You're fighting so hard because you want me to back off of my point, and I'm telling you it's not going to happen. I'm going to grant you whatever you want in that like whatever extreme measure you want to actually try to take it to justify it. I don't care. I'm telling you the point that you're trying to drill home. I don't care. If you're trying to change the subject to see, well, what about this? What about that? I don't care, because it does not deal with the point on the background. Charlie, listen to what I'm saying. Chill, Charlie, lock in. If it's not about religion, then I don't give a fuck. If you want to try to connect it with another religion, because I've already opened up the door and I've told you, I said, name one other religion that has committed the atrocities of Christianity. Sure, we can talk about that. Anything else, I really don't give a fuck.
Okay. So if we look at another religion such as Islam, and we look at some of the stuff that has happened in the past with terrorist groups claiming to be part of Islam, claiming to be part of Allah, and then going out and doing an I can't pronounce the
atrocities.
Atrocities. Then we wouldn't deem all Islamic people bad. That's in today's society. If I have a ton of Muslim friends and I'm not going to deem
when
them
did
as
I deem all Christians bad?
But I'm saying I wouldn't say
you see why that's not analogous to what I'm saying?
I think the grape things threw me off because if you had 10
wait 1 second. Do you see why what you just said is not analogous?
No, I don't.
Okay, because you said that this would you think it would be unfair for us to say that all Muslims are bad. That's what you just said, right?
I think it would be unfair for us to categorize a lot of things that have happened bad in the past.
No, that's not what you said. You said that it would be unfair to deem all Muslims are bad. That's what you just said.
Okay, I'll rephrase it. I would deem it unfair to say that Muslims weaponize against other people through their religion. I would think that that's
okay.
wrong.
So can you give me an example of Muslims weaponizing their religion to the level of Christianity? Because again, I have given you countless genocides. I've given you colonization. I've given you like the spread of Christianity does not just stick to one area. The spread of Christianity literally has crisscrossed the entire globe, has shaped the structures that we live in today, and has even creeped into the sense of governing to the point that people have been restricted in order to even have bodily autonomy. So what I'm talking about with Christianity is not a moment in time. It's not restricted to a specific area, and it's not restricted to a specific group. The point that I'm making is that Christianity has impacted every aspect in the history of the world and has negatively impacted every single aspect.
Yeah, okay, then I definitely agree with that. Because if we look at the history of the world and where Christianity,
so you agree that Christians weaponize the Bible?
Groups, I'm saying in Western society, right?
You just conceded.
Okay, let me explain my point, please.
Right, but look, can we admit that you just conceded?
Conceded to what point? You made it.
You said you agree.
No, I said I definitely disagree with you.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought you said you agree. Sorry, I apologize. Go ahead.
No, I disagree with you. So I'm saying that if we look at certain places within society throughout the world where Christianity has come and been spread, there has been positives and there has been negatives. I think in places where they have been unrepresented.
What's a positive that outweighs genocide?
Okay, but you're using, again, specific examples to
what's
deem the
a positive
whole thing
that outweighs genocide? Because there's multiple instances of genocide that has occurred due to Christianity. Simple question. Name
it's not
something.
Due to Christianity. It's due to misrepresenting.
Literally, it's because of Christianity. Can you give me give me one positive benefit of Christianity that outweighs genocide?
Wait, but you're using the wrong definitions and the wrong terms.
I don't give a fuck about definitions. I am smarter than definitions. Can you give me one instance, one thing?
As a false representation.
Charlie, can you give me one thing that is a benefit of Christianity that supersedes genocide? One tangible benefit of Christianity that outweighs genocide?
I don't think Christianity caused genocides. That's what I'm saying. So I'm not going to point to something else.
Hey,
I don't
with Turtle Island, those actual colonizers. Again, colonization was the driving tool behind the travels to Turtle Island. Did you know that those colonizers killed so many indigenous people that it cooled the temperature of the earth?
Is that Christianity, though?
Yes, They
No, that's not Christianity.
literally the driving force behind colonization was Christianity, spreading the word of Jesus and the goodness of Jesus
That's not
and
the word
Christ.
of
That's
Jesus.
literally
That's a
the driving
misrepresentation.
force. And that was a common factor between
That's
the
not
actual nations that engaged in colonization on Turtle Island. This wasn't something that was specific. I told you about Spain and the Spaniards, but it was Spain, it was French, it was the Dutch, it was the Swedes, it was the Brits, all of them, like literally. And then you can talk about what again, we talked about Gomez, Inez, de Zurara, and how this was specifically commissioned by the Catholic Church, like literally by the Catholic Church.
But
And
Santana, you
they
don't realize
engaged
what I'm
in chattel
saying.
slavery, which then
I agree.
created
I
the
agree.
largest atrocity in the history of the world with chattel slavery.
agree.
So
I agree.
both of those things are genocide, and both of those things were actual impacts of weaponization of Christianity. So can you give me one thing that supersedes that?
Okay, but you have to hear me out before you talk over me, because each time I try to make a point, you talk over me, and then you're saying that I'm changing the subject, and then you're saying what I'm saying is not making sense. If you actually listen to what I'm saying, it makes perfect sense. Just because people are claiming to be Christians, are claiming to take over groups of people in the name of Jesus, does not mean that they're doing so truly. They could be completely false in their ways. So to say that when we look back in history and we look at the present, when people are claiming to be Christians and they're not representing the words of Jesus, why are we using them as examples to pinpoint the entirety of Christianity? Christians weaponize the Bible. It's not Christians. Some Christians weaponize the Bible. We could do this with anything. We could hold to a certain figure in history, take his words, manipulate them, do terrible things. And then again, if generations of people see you holding to this specific person, claiming that his words are true when you've manipulated the words, and they see you getting away with things, they're going to keep doing it time and time and time again. So are we blaming the historian, the person that spoke the words, or are we going to blame the groups of people who have misrepresented those words? I'm not going to blame the person that spoke the words. I'm going to blame the people that have misrepresented their words. And I think that's what you should be doing. I don't think that you should be misrepresenting Christianity in the Bible, the holy spoken word of God. I think you should be blaming the crazy lunatics who have held on to Christianity and manipulated the words of Jesus. Blame them, but don't blame the Bible, and don't blame Jesus, because that has nothing to do with Jesus. Nothing.
Do you agree with abortion?
I don't agree with it, but I think people should have the free choice to do what they want.
Okay, so you say you don't agree with it, but you're pro-life. So you think that abortion should be legalized in the United States?
Yeah, I think it should be legal. I am personally pro-life, but I think other people should have the free choice to do what they want.
Okay, so
I don't think it's my point to use my religious beliefs to dictate other people's lives.
You agree with gay marriage?
Do I agree with it? No, but I think other people should have the freedom to choose what they want to do.
So would you advocate for gay marriage?
Would I advocate for it? No, I would not, but I wouldn't have a problem with people getting married who are gay.
Would you speak out against gay marriage?
No, I wouldn't speak out against it. I think it's my right as a Christian to love those around me equally. And I think that when Christians utilize the Bible to go against people and say that what you're doing is wrong, that's how we're never going to turn people to Christ acting that way. We have to go about it differently. And I think a lot of Christians have failed that way.
Sure. Do you agree with undocumented immigrants coming into the country?
Undocumented immigrants? No, I don't agree with that. I think that we have to uphold the laws of our country.
Would you? So you wouldn't allow undocumented immigrants to come into the country?
Undocumented immigrants? No, unless it's under certain circumstances, then I would.
Okay. Jesus would.
Okay, Jesus would.
Jesus would. Do you disagree with that statement?
I think that Jesus would follow the given laws of a certain time if they weren't morally apprehensible. And I think that Jesus...
What about Jesus' teachings and works and the way that he actually went about life says that Jesus would actually stop people from traveling from land to land?
Wait, can you repeat that? Sorry.
What about Jesus' teachings and the way that he lived his life and the way that he ministers that leads to you to believe that Jesus would stop people from traveling from land to land?
I think that when, I don't remember the specific verses in the Bible, but when he was being born and throughout his ministries, he would go to certain locations first to not go against that given law at the time. And I think to say that because Jesus and wanted everyone to know him, to say that we want undocumented people coming over here that could have potential diseases or could be murderers or pedophiles, all of these things.
You mean all the people that Jesus ministered to? People that had leprosies, people that actually murdered, people that actually, like, Mary Magdalene. So literally the people that Jesus not only ministered to, but took into like his ranks and travel with. You're saying that those potential people are the people that you are saying, oh, reject them.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that Jesus rejects them. I'm saying that we have to be careful as a country as who we're letting in and out. And I'm saying that Jesus can. Everyone's.
What did Jesus say about the travelers? What are we supposed to do with travelers?
I don't know if it's the correct verse, but like, give them shoes and water and clothing.
Yeah, we're supposed to accept and welcome travelers from other lands and treat them like our own. Hey, when before Jesus was born, before Jesus was put in a manger, before the like the North Star or whatever was ever in the sky, what was the issue with Mary and Joseph? What problem did they have?
They were not married, so they didn't feel like they should have a child.
No, I mean, outside of that, when they were looking for a place to have little baby Jesus, what problem were they having?
Were they not residents of that given place?
Yep. And they were being rejected and told that there is no place for you, no space for you. We can't have you here. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah, so he was born in a cave. Which people think is a manger. Yeah.
And so the point that I'm getting there is even the story before Jesus started to minister, before Jesus started to welcome all the people that you are literally saying that we shouldn't welcome because of the quote unquote possibility of them being this, that, or the third. Jesus literally went through the experience of being a stranger and on land via Mary. And then once he was old enough to minister, traveled from land to land to land, accepting any and everyone, no matter what the limitations were. And then even more so, using his position and understanding that at times you have to break rules in order to bring people to his Father. Like Jesus literally took a whip, flipped over tables, and chased people out of his Father's temple because they were not adhering to the teachings of God. So I'm a little bit confused as far as if you judge Christians by their fruit, and the fruit of Jesus is to be welcoming, how can you sit here as a Christian and say, I don't agree with the teachings of Jesus and we should reject these people?
Okay, so I'm kind of confused with the overall point that you're trying to say, because I think that
the overall point that I'm trying to say is that your fruit are rotten, and the fruit of Christianity is rotten, and the actual people who claim to be Christians are literally just weaponizing their religion because they're hateful bigots. That's the point.
So you think that I'm a bigot because I don't want undocumented immigrants coming into the country?
No, I think that the entity as a whole is a bigot. Okay. And I think that you are someone that's looking for any way to prove the point that, oh, it's not all Christians, even though I've never said it's all Christians. But I am still saying that you have not negated the point that throughout the history of the world, there has been
changing the subject. Let's focus on what you just said.
I'm not changing the subject. This is literally still the subject. This does not negate the fact throughout the history of the world, there has been a persistent and consistent effort of Christians to weaponize the Bible with genocide, with colonization, with the creation of race, with the oppression of women.
We've already been over this.
And
yes,
even right now, what's happening within the United States, including the targeting of undocumented immigrants. All of this relies on Christianity, and you have not negated it because you're saying, well, some people don't do it.
Okay, so earlier we agreed with what the definition of a Christian meant, to believe that Jesus was the Son of God, that he lived a sinless life, that he was buried and resurrected. Now, to say that Christians, we necessarily don't even know that the Christians preaching these messages believe that all of these things to be true. So we couldn't even necessarily call them Christians unless wait.
Nope, stop right there. So now you're saying, well, just because we don't have verifiable proof that these people who claim to be Christians, hold on a second. So you're saying that since we don't have verifiable proof of these people that claim to be Christians doing the act necessary to be a Christian, then I'm not going to attribute them being a Christian because we didn't witness it.
That Christianity, saying that someone is a Christian is not just a term that you throw around. I think that there has to be some sort of like premises that you follow.
Where do you register as a Christian then? Like where's the Christian registry? How can you verify somebody? Do you guys get like an actual card?
Be a follower of Jesus.
Where's the official roll book of Christianity then? Because like there has to be some type of official record.
To be a follower of Jesus, to believe that he was the Son of God, lived a sinless life, was buried.
Okay, so how do you know that these people that aren't?
You will know them by their fruits. And you said that my fruits are spoiled. We've already talked about these
rotten ass fruits. Yeah.
You said that my
fruits. Okay, can I talk? Go back to you're literally trying to make some shit up. You're literally trying to make shit up. Why are you making shit up?
You say that my fruits are rotten because
why are you making shit up?
You say that my fruits are rotten because I think that undocumented immigrants should not come into the country.
Why are you making shit up?
You also agree with that. You also agree with me.
Why are you making shit up? I haven't made anything up. I've only spoken facts the entire time. You made up the fact. You literally just said, well, since we don't know that they're Christians because we didn't witness them do the whole Christian thing, then we can't say that they're Christians. That's literally making shit up.
I'm saying that if people claim to be something, just simply, if you claim to be a Christian, I wouldn't necessarily believe it because you don't believe that Jesus was the Son of God, that he lived a sinless life, and he was buried and resurrected.
So who are you to tell another Christian that they're not a Christian because you don't believe them?
I'm saying I don't know. I believe them by their words. I don't necessarily believe them by the fruits in which they spew. And for you to think that my fruits are rotten because I don't think that undocumented, I think that immigrants can come over freely. I don't think that undocumented immigrants could come over freely, and neither do you. So how are my fruits rotten?
I don't care. I don't.
You don't care?
Nope.
So you think that we should have open borders? Every country should be open?
Literally don't care.
Okay. That's just so interesting to me.
Mm-hmm.
You don't care.
I don't. We're literally on stolen land. We're literally on stolen land. As many people that want to come in. Yes, I am. I'm someone who's logically consistent.
Okay.
Literally logically consistent.
No person that has some sort of common sense thinking thinks
common sense is a term that was used to actually gauge the current intelligence level of the common people. So just saying that people don't have quote unquote common sense, like common sense, and depending on the different period of time, is not a marker of a good thing. I'm logically consistent, and you at no point have done anything to like push back on any of the shit that I said. The only thing that you've done this entire time that you've been up here, is run from it, hide, and deflect. You have never once addressed. Can you address the atrocities that has been done in the name of Christ?
Yes, I've already told you. Just because people claim to be part of Christ, claim to be followers of him, does not mean that the words that they spew are the Crusades. I don't think that they were rightly in the name of Jesus. I think it's a matter of fact.
So you're the Jesus judgment. You're the Jesus judge.
morals change on
You're
the
the Jesus
matter-of-fact
judge.
basis. I think there are morals that exist inherently.
You're
However,
the
I think
Jesus
that most
judge.
of it comes down to matter of fact. Just as to say that during the Harlem witch trials, when all these witches were being persecuted, Salem, yeah, no, Salem witch trials, like all of these things that take place, they're just because, again, you claim something does not mean that what you're claiming is true. And I don't understand how you don't see that. Like it's
what justification do we have to believe the people who say they're Christians are not Christians? But by your, like, we've already agreed on what it takes. Hold on one second. We've already agreed on what it takes to be a Christian. Now, when we talk about their fruits, that's how we judge a Christian. That's not what it takes to be a Christian. So you can talk about the judgment of them, but what you cannot tell me is what justification do we have to believe the people who claim to be Christians to be Christians?
And then I have to go because I'm going to Disney Springs. But this is what I'm saying.
Well, sir, this is a Wendy's, not an airport. You don't get to give a departing speech. Like, again, this entire time you've been up here and you've said these things, but yet you have a lack of ability to directly address it. And the best thing that you can give me is, well, I don't think they were Christians. You saying, well, I don't think they were Christians is not an actual defense for the weaponization of Christianity that includes genocide, that includes, colonization, that includes the harmful constructs that we live under today. You literally just want to other yourself from Christians instead of addressing the issues with Christians and Christianity. Only request up if you're a Trump supporter, disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you're a Trump supporter, disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. If you're friendly and you like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links, and link tree in the bio. Santana speaks for you. I know there's some thank yous I have to get to, and I'll get to those. But if you, Santana speaks for you, it's the best way to support the live. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat, and I will read that out. Hi, Tina. Are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background? Hi, Tina. Are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background? All right, Tina, I am going to drop you down. Guys, if we could, can we knock out the let them cook? Please, please, please. Can we knock out the let them cook? Also, look up at the top, 1.6 thousand people hanging out here. Look up at the top. If you see the word follow, it means you're not following me. Hit that follow button, turn on notifications so you know when I go live. I go live all the time. And yeah, we're trying to get to 200,000 followers. So please, please, please hit that follow button. The interesting thing about this entire debate, right? The one thing that I'll say is I hate when people try to use or try to frame me as using the word all, right? And because when they try to frame me as using the word all, they try to pretend as if I don't understand nuance, which I absolutely understand nuance. But the point that I'm getting to is that until we have proper representation to point in the other direction, we have probable justification to uphold what's being said. Only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background?
So I'm beating my dick too hard right now, and you would do nothing about it, nigga?
Why would I care that you're like touching yourself? You're just weird. I don't understand what they think that they get from doing that. Like legitimate, like when I legitimately don't understand what they think that like they get out of that. And I think it's because other people engage in like shock and awe. And when I tell you, like, you guys don't move me in any way, shape, or direction. Like, I pity you. If I'm going to be honest, I just pity you. Because it has to be like such a lonely life that the best thing that you have going is to be weird on the internet. If the highlight of your day is being weird on the internet, then you live a very sad life. And I just pity you. I want better for you. You should actually want better for yourself. It is the quote unquote male loneliness epidemic. But it's not even a quote unquote male loneliness epidemic. It's because, like, if they stop being so fucking weird and try to engage with society, then like life would be so different for them. But they don't want that. I don't know. They just don't want it. Let's see if this person will load. Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background? Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background? Kitty, I think that's how you pronounce it. Okay. Gonna go ahead and drop you. Got a couple of quick thank yous, and I'll run through this while we're waiting for anyone else to come for some debates. Like I said, only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. If you're friendly, do all the wonderful things. Tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart. Me, it's only one coin. It will boost a lot and push us out to the FYP. So again. W's in the chat for Miss Bellicella. Miss Bellicella sent a $10 super chat, and Miss Bellicella said, Christianity literally destroyed all other religions, religious practice, and stole tribal traditions for their own conservation tactics, have rewritten the Bible hundreds of times to fit their narrative facts. That was in chat for Tiffany for sending a YouTube subscription. That was in the chat for Met for the $2 Canadian. I don't like cotton candy grapes. Hot take. Sorry, guys. Sorry. I'm not a fan of cotton candy grapes. I don't like it. I don't think cotton candy grapes are good. Sorry. But W's in chat. Thank you for that $2 Canadian. Let's see here if this person just came up to be weird or they're here to debate. Hi, Ken. Are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background?
No, but I'm a black.
Okay.
I'm a Jew. I'm a Jewish Jew.
That means we're going to go ahead and kick you. You said no. So you serve no purpose here. Again, only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debate. I don't care if you're black. I don't think that means anything to what we're trying to debate. W's in the chat for Miss Bellicella for the $5 super chat to say, yeah, no, he absolutely preached the goodness of Jesus and then literally turned around and spit in the face of the teachings of Jesus. W's in the chat for Lord Tamayoshi for the $10 super chat to say, he's trying to distance himself from the Crusades and then other atrocities under Christianity back then. But I wonder how you would feel with the people on the fourth calling themselves Christian nationalists. He would have said that, oh, well, technically, we don't know if they were Christians because we never heard them confess that they were Christians. Like, I think that's the worst argument I've ever heard, guys. Am I tripping? Has anyone ever heard a worse argument outside of, well, we didn't hear them say they were Christians, so how can we know they're Christians? Because that was a really bad argument. Like, pathetic. W's in the chat for Manders for the one cheer bit. Yeah, like I didn't even get to the fact I was going to go there, Amanda. I was going to talk about how the Bible literally sanctions rape and slavery, and for W's in the chat for Straw Hat. Thank you. If you guys don't know, God is pro-incest. Did you guys know that? If you read the Bible, God is pro-incest. That's just a fact. W's in the chat for Cool Cat for the one cheer bit. Yeah, cotton candy grapes aren't good. Like, they're just not. Debbie's in the chat for Jay Hops. What up, Jay Hops, for the $5 donation. White people still use the Bible and Christianity to go to non-white countries, and they tell citizens there, I will help you get out of poverty and then convert to Christianity, and let me indoctrinate you with the book. Fucking facts. Fucking facts. That's what they do. That's literally what they do. Debbie's in the chat for Catherine for the $2 donation. Yeah, that's the point that I was making, Catherine. They just want to other themselves. They just want to absolve themselves from the atrocities. Like, that's what it really boils down to. It's not an issue of like, oh, Christianity hasn't been weaponized for these things. It's, well, I didn't do it, right? Like, it's just the fact that they want to get away from the actual premise of it being them. So, yeah, that's weird. Debbie's in the chat for Rebel. What up, Rebel, for the $2 super chat to say, yeah, like, you can't misrepresent genocide. You're right. Like, genocide is fucking genocide. Like, what are we doing? Debbie's in the chat for Christina for the $5 donation saying, like, and see, that's the thing. You could talk about the rights of women. You could talk about the rights of marriage for gay people. And he can sit here and say, well, I don't uphold it. I don't believe it. But literally the people that are pushing to disenfranchise other people are Christians. Are you a Republican? Yep. Super Republican. Come up here and talk to me, bub. I'm ultra Republican. Like, I'm 100% like, ultimate Republican. Come up here and talk to me about it. Do you believe in Jeebus? Yes, I believe in Jeebus. I was there at the fish fry. Sent you a request. Come up here and talk to me about it. I believe in Jeebus and the fish fry that he had. Do you support MAGA? Yeah, I support MAGA. To come up here and debate me. I definitely do. I'm sending you the request. Come up here. Let's talk about the goodness of MAGA. You're not properly loading in, Easton. Are you there? There you go, Easton. Can you hear me? Easton?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Hello?
Oh, you're a kid. You can't be up here. You can't be up here. You're a whole baby. Shout out to Jesus for having that fish fry for real, though. Like, I bet you those plates was busting. And you know for a fact, Jesus could have hit a lick by selling those plates, but he didn't. He didn't. Instead of Jesus selling those plates, he did it for the free ski. That's how you do it. That's how you come through and show love to your hood. Hook them up with a free fish fry. Jesus was a real one for hooking people up with a free fish fry. Yep. Shout out to Jeebus. Only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. The person in the request, cool you or whatever, I can tell you're a kid. Absolutely not. Like, I know for a fact that you're a kid. Absolutely not. Get out of here. You got to be 18 years of age or older. What political views do you align with, Santana? I align with the fact that Israel is a terrorist state. Bibi Netanyahu is a war criminal, and free Palestine until it's backwards. If anyone is confused about my political views on anything, take a look at the fucking hat. If anyone is ever confused about any of my political views, take a look at the fucking hat. If you don't know, oh, look at this dweeb, Zachary. He said, fuck Palestine. No, fuck you, clown. Come up here and tell me about it. Come up here and tell me about it. Yeah, I bet you won't request up. I bet you won't request up, you fucking Zio. You coward. Get up here. That's what I thought. Fucking coward. Yeah, if anyone's confused about my political views, check out the straw hat. And if you don't understand the importance of the straw hat, then you don't know ball. If anyone has not watched One Piece, you need to do so. And for anyone that tries to say One Piece is not political, I don't know what the fuck you've been watching. Literally, fucking Luffy went against the world government. Luffy punched the bourgeoisie in their face for engaging in slavery. Luffy saw them engaging in slavery and turned that shit upside down. Some of Luffy's best friends are members of the transgender community. If you are confused about my political stance, check the fucking straw hat out. Luffy's name is the Warrior of Liberation. Liam, stop spamming. That's weird. Like, you spamming a bunch of times is not necessary. Stop it. W's in chat for Chrissy for the $6 super chat. Say, and now I'm eating grapes. You're so much influential than you know. Thank you so much, Chrissy. Holy shit. Thank you so much for the donation. Grapes are awesome. W's in chat for Joe for the $3 donation. Saying, this Jesus guy seems like a radical left loot. Jesus was a black communist. Period. Jesus was absolutely a black communist. W's in chat for Joe. W's in chat for Joe for the $3 donation. Saying, wait till the guests hear about Native America's board. Oh, the boarding schools, yo. The way that they forced indigenous people into boarding schools. Let me tell you, I thought that I knew how bad they did indigenous people. I thought I knew. And then I read The Rediscovery of America, Native People and the Unmasking of U.S. History. And it was worse. It was worse than what I knew. It was, when I tell you, I didn't even know 1/10 of how bad shit actually was. You went to go get grapes. Like, fucking crazy. W's in the chat for Lily for the one. No, we're good. Again, we're good. Don't worry about it. We're good. W's in the chat for Brad for the $10 donation. The last guest was terrible. He must not have heard or cared about indigenous boarding school. Exactly. The boarding schools. Right? Period. What was that book again? It's The Rediscovery of America, Native People and the Unmasking of U.S. History. W's in the chat for Calvary for the $2 super chat to say John 8:7. It's that simple. They complicate it. Facts. W's in the chat for Slippish for resubscribing over on Twitch. W's in the chat for Manders for the one cheered bit. W's in the chat for Manders for the one cheered bits. W's in the chat for Bash, of course, for sure. W's in the chat for Pamela. Am I missing anything? I think we're good there. W's in the chat for Sonny for the additional 5. Thank you. L guess, but I'm still stuck on the cotton candy grapes. If you guys haven't tried cotton candy grapes, like, some people love them. Some people love them, but I can't fuck with cotton candy grapes. I can't. I just don't. Debbie's in the chat for Anthony for the $5 donation. Have you followed the Venezuela stolen oil money for Trump to churches back to Venezuela as aid? Yep, I have. And it's all a fucking racketeer. Ooh, okay. Only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. If you're friendly, tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart me. It's only one coin. It will boost the live, push us out to the FYP. If you're over on YouTube, Twitch, Kick, Instagram, and you want to debate me, you can do so by clicking the link that's in the pinned message. I will also drop it in the comment section. You do not have to leave where you are. The only thing that you have to do is click that link, and I will get you up here for some debates. Last but not least, if you're friendly and you like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links and link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks for You. Santana Speaks for You is the best way to support the live. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat, and I will read that out. Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything in the background?
Yes, and yes.
Okay. Would you like to tell me why today, July 10th, 2026, you still support Donald Timothy Trump, or is there something specific on the background that you want to talk about?
Well, I do kind of want to talk about your interpretation of the Bible that you've misquoted, saying that God, quote unquote, says incest is good or
no,
okay.
No, I didn't say that he says it's good.
That is exactly what you said. You said
that
I
said
he
God
actually
fucks
supports
with
incest.
Yeah,
no,
he
he
fucks
doesn't.
with incest.
Oh, okay, prove it. Show me a verse where it says that incest is okay in the Bible, please.
Yeah, I didn't say that it's okay. I said
You
he
just
fucks with
said
incest.
you said he fucks with it. What does fucks with mean? Give me your
maybe
lingo for that.
before you come up here with your tidy whities in a bunch, maybe you should understand the lingo.
Okay, tell me where it also says that he's okay with grape. Show me where he's okay with grape.
Yeah, so
and actually supports it. Is what you said. Provide the verse.
Hey, Bob, I need you to slow down.
No.
Question for you.
Hey, don't call me Bob. I feel like that's
I don't care.
A very crude comment. I
don't care. That's literally my catchphrase. Either deal with it or cry about it. I don't care. Anyway, Bob.
Well, stop being a donut and provide me the verse.
Oh, not you. That's proprietary. Don't you dare do that.
That's hey, I don't see.
Listen. Either you're gonna pay a fee for that, or I will sue you. I will sue you. Anyway.
Go ahead, sue me. Where's the copyright?
Listen. But do you think
stop being a
God
donut
created,
and provide the verses? You're weaponizing the Bible. You're weaponizing the Bible for your own political gain against you in your community. So provide the verses where it says that.
Are you done?
I'm just waiting for you to stop being a donut and provide the verses.
Okay, are you done?
Go ahead, Santana. Provide the verses and then I'll be done.
Okay. Just to make sure we have an understanding and agreement, do you agree that God created man via Adam and Eve?
Yes. Where does it say that they were brother and sister?
Perfect. I didn't say anything about them being brother and sister. I just, again, you unless you know what I'm about to say, please stop interrupting me. It was a simple question. All right.
You asked me a question and I answered your question.
You answered my question and then you interjected something that I never said.
Okay. No, I answered your question, provide a different question to respond to as well. That's all I said.
But that wasn't my question. So again, you're not clairvoyant. So stick to the script.
Okay.
So we can agree that God created Adam and Eve. And we can also agree that Adam and Eve had children.
Yes, they had children.
Okay. And does the Bible ever talk about the creation of any other human outside of Adam and Eve?
Not necessarily. But it does talk about, it doesn't go into a full detail of whether or not there was, so you're suggesting that Cain and Abel and Adam all slept with Eve in order to procreate the earth is what you're going with.
I'm saying the Bible never tells us that there were more humans created by God. And if Adam and Eve were the first and only humans that he created and they populated the earth, then it necessitated incest.
not fully. It
Okay.
doesn't.
How do you
can't use
disprove that?
So you can't use deductive reasoning of going, well, because there was Adam and Eve, they had to have incest, because there's nothing saying that they were related.
Does the Bible point out anywhere else? Does the Bible point out anywhere else of people being created by God?
Yeah, if you would just listen, you interrupted me. While they are sitting there saying Cain and Abel were created by God, that's the only story that we have is through Adam, Eve, and then Cain and Abel, and about how Cain or raising Cain went and killed Abel because he was jealous of it. There's nothing that dictates in the Bible outside of those stories that there was other people that were also created by God for him to procreate with.
Okay, perfect. So again, there's no other stories in the Bible about other people being created.
There are lineages that are discussed, but
can you answer that question directly? Are there any other stories in the Bible? Any other stories in the Bible about people being created?
No.
Okay, perfect. And God said, "Go forth, be fruitful, and multiply." All right.
Are there any? Yes, but are there any lineages in the Bible that dictate and specify that Cain and Eve created any other humans?
Again, I'm not actually spectating. I'm just laying out the facts as I see them. No, I'm not.
So you're, but you are in
the only thing that I've done so far.
You down a realm of speculation.
You literally keep trying to jump ahead when you don't know what I'm saying, because you think you can cut me off to try to stop me from getting to where I'm getting, but you don't know what I'm saying, and I haven't speculated on anything. The only thing that I've done so far is lay out what we know from the Bible. Don't run. Don't run. Oh. We haven't finished the first point of God being pro incest, and then we haven't even gotten to the second point. God, FYI, guys, there's twice directly in the Bible where God said, "I fucks with incest."
Hey, sorry, I had a important business call. Go ahead.
Okay.
What's up?
So, if
Did you say something while I was gone?
We've already agreed that God created Adam and Eve. God didn't create other people. There's no stories in the Bible about God creating other people to populate with, but yet the earth was populated, and the population stemmed from Adam and Eve. Is that accurate?
For the most part, I would say yes.
Okay. So what is incest?
Well, incest is a relative, or having interracial, or not interracial, but having coitus with that somebody that is relative of yourself.
Yeah. So if all people derive from Adam and Eve, and the earth was populated with people, and we know that the people had to be derived from Adam and Eve, and that would mean that lineages would have to be connected to Adam and Eve, i.e., no matter if we talk about brothers or mothers or sisters or whatever the case may be, they were related in order to populate the earth. Would that not be population vis-a-vis incest?
No, that's causal speculation, because there's nothing that says, that they actually did that, nor is there a lineage that proves that they did that.
How did the people get here without reproducing?
Well, what I'm saying to you, the Bible doesn't clearly dictate what actually
so how did the people get here? The Bible is very clear about who God created, and then outside of that, the Bible talked about being fruitful and multiplying. So that's causal speculation. You have no idea. I'm not speculating anything. I'm saying, tell me. No, I'm not. Tell me where I've said anything that's wrong. God created Adam and Eve. Tell me where I'm wrong. Stop me when I'm wrong. God created Adam and Eve. There's no other stories in the Bible about other people being created. God said, "Go forth, be fruitful and multiply." The earth was populated with people after Adam and Eve. Did I say anything wrong?
No.
Okay. So if the two people who started then at the end was an actual population, and there's no other factors that were put into to increase the population, how does the population increase?
Once again, that goes into the speculation part, because the only people that we know that were born from Adam and Eve were Cain and Abel. Those are the only two.
How do other people show up if there were no other people created?
I don't know, but I'm telling you right now that the only way that we know that Cain and Abel were the only two children from
so magic.
Adam and Eve.
Are we gonna grant magic? Are we saying magic?
There's nothing that says that Cain or Abel procreated with
I
Eve
just need to know under your worldview, under your belief of the Bible. Since the Bible doesn't specify,
I'm telling you, I don't believe in incest.
Since the Bible doesn't specify, but God was pretty damn specific about him creating people, and pretty damn specific as far as his orders to those people: go forth, be fruitful, and multiply. And there was definitely some multiplication because the world became populated. Then how did it become populated without those people engaging in incest?
I can't tell you for verbatim what process they use.
What's your best guess?
I would say that the story of the Bible do not actually hold full
Deb's in chat for
information
vintage for the panda.
that provides information of what actually happened to.
Also, you think the Bible isn't accurate?
No, I didn't say that. I said it.
You literally just said that it doesn't provide full information. If it's missing context, then it's not accurate.
So why does that mean that it's not still factual?
Because you just said it's not accurate. If it's not accurate, then why would it be factual?
I said it doesn't provide full information. I said it doesn't provide.
Right. If it doesn't provide full information, then it's not accurate.
From Adam and Eve to Cain and Abel.
Hey, if something lacks, no. Answer the question. If something lacks information to make it complete, is it accurate?
It can still be accurate. It's just not fully accurate in certain situations.
This is pathetic. You're not doing good.
You're
not doing good. Okay, so let's move forward. Hey, did the earth flood?
There are countless verses that say in the Bible that incest is not okay.
Did the earth flood?
Yes, the earth flooded.
Okay.
Yes.
What happened? Right. There was a ship, right?
There's Sodom and Gomorrah where
no. I said the earth flood. The earth flood. The earth flooded. I don't need you to go back into all of the stuff.
I'm leading you through the story.
I don't need you to do that. I know the fairy tale. There was a ship, right?
Yeah, it's called Noah's Ark.
Okay, perfect. Who was on the ship?
Noah and his family.
Okay. Was there anybody else on the ship?
There were a couple of other people that were on there. Yes.
Oh, who?
I don't remember the names verbatim.
So the Bible says there were other people outside of Noah and his family?
Yeah, there were.
I need you to go give me that verse. I've never seen that in the Bible book. Go give me that verse where it says that there were other people outside of Noah and his family.
Actually, it does say Noah, his wife, his 3 sons, and the sons' wives.
Right. So Noah and his family.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyone else?
They were the animals.
No, I'm not talking about animals. Were there any other people outside of Noah and his family?
No.
Okay. Perfect. The flood. Did it wipe out everyone else that was on earth?
Yes.
Okay. Did Noah and his family make it?
Yes.
Was the earth repopulated after the flood?
Yes.
How did they repopulate?
Well, I would say that eventually
did they grow people?
Down the lineage. What?
Did they grow people?
I would say down the lineage.
Did they grow people? Did they plant seeds?
Down the lineage,
did they plant seeds and people grew up out the ground?
I would say that the lineage would have to dictate that they.
Oh, I'm not talking about lineage. So we can agree they didn't grow people, right? There was no people that were planted. Okay. Did God make more people after the flood?
There's not a story in the Bible that claims that he made more people.
Okay. So all the people had to come from Noah and his family, right?
Yes.
So what is that?
Theoretical.
What is that?
Eventually, I think you would have to get incest somewhere.
Incest. Got it.
I said I would think you would have to. But there's no
two monumental moments in the Bible as far as the people that populated the earth, and both of those defining moments are highlighted by incest, i.e. God fucks with incest.
Wrong.
Prove me wrong.
No, hold on. Okay, perfect. So, story of Jesus. Just go ahead and enlighten me. Go ahead and enlighten your community of the story of Jesus. Since
I'm confused.
Where did Jesus come from?
Why shifting to wait 1 second. I'm confused why Jesus shifts and actually pokes a hole.
I will help you.
How does it poke a hole in either of those two stories when it comes to Adam and Eve or Noah's Ark?
Santana, quit being a donut and let me help you understand.
Was Jesus there during Adam and Eve?
How was Jesus born?
Was Jesus there with Adam and Eve?
How was Jesus
Was
born,
Jesus there with Adam and Eve?
No, he was not.
Okay, that's moot when it comes to Adam and Eve. Perfect. Was Jesus there during Noah with the Great Flood?
Santana, answer the question. You were being disingenuous to your community.
I just need you to verify this. I just need you to verify this point. Was Jesus there with Noah?
I've already
and the
told
ark?
you he wasn't there.
Okay, so I'm confused as far as what Jesus has to do with this, but sure, go ahead.
Answer the question now for me.
Go ahead and tell the story about Jesus.
How was Jesus born?
Angels.
Okay, so
and
in case
God.
you want to keep being a donut, here we go. So God went to Mary and said that I am going to give you the savior of the earth, and he put a baby in her. Correct?
Well, actually, you're wrong. You're wrong.
No,
you're wrong.
Answer the question. No, I'm not.
Wait.
How
You're
am I
wrong. That's not what happened. They went to Jesus and they went to Mary and asked for her consent. Did Mary have a decision? Was Mary given the decision whether or not she wanted to actually carry the actual Messiah?
Jesus went to her. And
no, I need you to answer the question. Did they give her the option? Did they give her the option? Did they give her the option? Yes or no?
I would have to look back at the exact verse to see
they literally gave her the option and she said yes.
Okay, perfect. Either way, once again, so are you saying that God gave Jesus to Mary as a child in her womb, or was it not, or was it Joseph?
According to the fairy tale, it was God.
Oh, so what you're saying is that Mary did not procreate with Joseph in order to be pregnant with Jesus. So there you prove the fact that there is a possibility outside of the stories that are provided in the creation.
I think you don't realize how you cooked yourself.
Nope. How am I cooking myself?
Was that not specifically detailed in the Bible? Did God? Wait, hold on. Lock in right here. Did God not specifically detail when this happened? Did God tell people that this happened?
But does that mean that
is it in the Bible? Is it in the Bible? Did God talk about it?
Speculation that you
is it in the Bible? Resources. Is it in the Bible? Did it happen?
That one time, yes.
Okay, perfect.
Perfect. Happened that one time.
Did God?
To the Bible,
did God and all His immaculate abilities? Did He do it any other time?
Was He able to? Yes.
No, I didn't say was He able to. That's not the question. Stop being disingenuous. Stop being disingenuous. Apparently, Apparently,
The Bible
God can
doesn't
do.
provide information.
Listen.
He can do all.
Listen. You got to stop talking over me because I got to stop being so loud. Sending you a request. I need you to stop talking over me, and I just need you to answer the question. Is there any other times in the Bible where God artificially inseminated anyone?
I already told you no.
Okay.
There's not a story that specifically lays that out.
So is there any other stories that hint at it?
Not directly. But there is a jump from
if there
lineages.
was,
I'm not finishing
if there
with
was actual, if there was
question.
actually
I'm not done
the
answering
Bible spoke specifically of when God did this, and it detailed when God did this, and there's no other instances of God doing this because this was the coming of the Messiah. This is an actual pivotal inflection point in the history of the world and the history of Christianity. Do you think that God was running around passing out IVF? If this was something that the only way people could enter the kingdom of heaven was through God's son, was he going around passing out IVF?
That would be pretty important. So yes, I would think that he would.
Where does it document it?
Well, it's documented whenever Jesus was born. He's the savior of the
No, I'm not
world,
talking about with Jesus. I'm not talking about Jesus. I'm talking about all the other time he was passing out IVF.
You just said the savior of the world.
Right. I said he documented when it was the savior of the world. Yes. I'm saying
that's pretty important.
Yes, I said that it was. Okay. I said if this was the case, then wouldn't it be documented all the other times that he was doing it?
There's no need to necessarily.
So it wouldn't be important.
I mean,
it wouldn't be important, but it was important this one time. But all the other times it wouldn't be important.
There's nothing that clarifies in the Bible says that it was 100% incest that created the lineage from Adam and Eve. There's nothing that says that.
So tell me. That's why I said your best guess. How do
I
you
would go
think?
with the reasoning that there's a God did put people or babies inside of them to recreate.
So you think that God made more Jesuses but didn't talk about them? Because in order in order for that to happen, then all of those other babies would be the sons or daughters of God directly as well, right? That's what made Jesus so special, right? No. I'm not saying we're not all children of God. Sure. But the thing that made Jesus so special and what gave him his superpowers is because his pops was God. So are you telling me that there was a bunch of people whose daddy was God and they also had superpowers?
No, I would say that they were given the ability to be like the women were given the ability to be pregnant by them, but they didn't do. Jesus was the savior of the world. So he was the one that had all these miracles,
all the superpowers. Yeah. So you're saying that God passed out a bunch of other babies without superpowers.
I mean, if that's the way you want to look at it, yeah, I think that he just gave them.
So your best view of the Bible is the reason why the earth was populated is because God picked his one favorite baby to give superpowers to, and then said, "Fuck the rest of them kids. None of y'all get superpowers."
No, not entirely. Because Jesus was sent by God because of the way that the world was becoming. He already flooded it once, and then he promised that I will not flood the earth again, and I will not annihilate the world again. And so he had to send a savior. Took the burden of all the sin. Hold on, I'm not.
Wait. Hold on. What happened first? What happened first? What happened first? Noah's Ark or Jesus? Which one was first?
Noah's Ark.
Okay,
Noah's Ark. I just
perfect.
If you followed the reason,
if Noah's Ark was first, and then Jesus passed out all these powerless babies, right? He IVF with all the powerless babies. I'm sorry, not Jesus. God passed out all these powerless babies before giving Jesus all the superpower. Why didn't God use all his powerless babies to teach the word of God?
because he had already flooded the earth, and he got rid of the rest of the
I'm
sin
talking about
that
after
was
the flood.
that was going through. I'm trying to explain it. If you would just shut
You're
up,
not. You're not. Like the point is the point that we're trying to make.
I'm explaining it to you.
You're not. You're not. This is stupid. This, like, when I tell you this is the stupidest debate that I've ever had. Like, you, none of this makes sense. Your religion is a joke. Your religion is literally a joke. Like, the fact that you're sitting here and justifying powerless babies and Jesus the only one to get superpowers. You're a joke. Like, when I tell you the fucking mental gymnastics that you have to go through in order to believe this. Like, what are we doing, bro? The funniest thing about all of this is that you can be someone that believes in a higher power without believing fairy tales. Like, you don't have to stick to something that's so unrealistic. None of the shit makes sense. And God fucks with incest. That's the funniest shit about all this. I'm not even an atheist. That people like, oh, you all are atheists. I'm not an atheist. I don't believe in the Bible. Even when I was someone that called myself to be a Christian, I didn't believe in the Bible. But I'm not an atheist. I absolutely believe in a higher power. I don't know what the higher power is. I think it's the hubris of men to believe that, like, we're the end all be all. I also believe in aliens. So I believe in a higher power and I believe in aliens. But who's to say the higher power isn't some floating head in a glass tube that deems who is or is not worthy of accessing the morphing grid? You know? Who's to say the higher power isn't the unhoused man that you guys chose to step over instead of hooking him up with a little bit of change? You know? I don't know. Who's to say that the higher power isn't somewhere on Laugh-Tale, and getting to said higher power is really the friends that we make along the way? I don't know. The point that I'm making, right, is the way that you guys fucking twist yourselves in knots to justify this shit is so weird. It's so weird. If you have to, like, make shit up just to justify it, then maybe don't. Yeah, everybody got a little bit of magic in them. Everybody got a little bit of magic in them. Who's to say? I mean, if that's the case, like, you know, is God fucking with David Blaine? Is God fucking with Chris Angel? What are we doing? You know? All I know is I fuck with Jesus for that fish fry. Because I love a good fish fry. Like you do your fake paid the DNC. You mean I'm paid by the DNC? Is that what you're trying to say? Like you do, you're fake paid the DNC. I paid the DNC? Come up here and tell me about me paying the DNC. Why would I pay the DNC? That doesn't make sense. I paid the DNC? I don't make enough money to pay the DNC. I guess I got to grift harder if I got to pay the DNC. Holy shit. Man. Yeah, I am the boss of the CIA and the DNC. Membership fees. That's what it is. That's what it is. Wait until the DNC find out that I've been talking about commie shit. They're gonna be mad. They're gonna probably raise my membership dues when I start when they find out that I've been telling people about commie shit. when they learn that I've been telling people about commie shit, oh man, they're gonna be mad at me. Oh man, god damn. Look at this dweeb. He came back. Give me a second. I don't know. You say God gonna take away my Mensa card? Can't take away my Mensa card. I don't think this person's gonna load. He was in the request. I mean, he was in the comments saying bring him up. I don't think he's gonna load. It's always a red flag when they ask to be brought up. Yeah, it is. W's in the chat for Jennifer for the $1 donation saying, oh, I didn't watch the movie, Jennifer. I read the books. I'm sorry. I read the books. I didn't watch the movie. W's in the chat for Jody for the $3 donation. Yeah, exactly. Like Jesus was immaculate conception. And according to him, there was more than one immaculate conceptions. God was passing out IVF. He said, bring me up, coward. I got you. Don't worry. I got you. I'll bring you up. Give me a second. Hey, shut up, dweeb. Dubs in the chat for Jared for the $1 donation. Yeah, like we need to have an overall therapy for all of these people because, like, what are we doing? Like, they got to do some unpacking. Dubs in chat for Rebel for the $1 donation. Yeah, the Bible does say God gave his only begotten son. Like, actually, yeah, you're fucking right, Rebel. God, it literally says God gave his only begotten son. You said I'm a race baiter. We've been talking about religion the whole time. How am I a race baiter? Okay, wait, now you got to explain that one because that one doesn't even make sense. We've been up here talking about religion the whole time, but now you're saying I'm a race baiter.
Yeah, I've listened into some.
Shut up, dweeb. Shout out to Solid. Shout out to Solid. Oh man. Deb's in chat for Oakley. Hey Oakley, thank you so much for the $3 donation. Yeah, it's all fairy tales, and like they're like they have to try so hard to fucking justify it. It's crazy. Deb's in chat for Fashid. Hey Fashid. Yeah, I saw that. Like they renamed that to the Trump International Airport, but like, you know, that shit's trash. I wouldn't fly into it. W's in chat for Rocky for the $10 donation. Once went to Sunday school with a friend, and they told us that Adam and Eve story. I remember looking at the adults and thinking, "You're kidding, right?" I was seven, exactly. Okay, wait, hold on one second. Is that dork still here? Hey, 1 second. I'll let you come back. Oh, he's not here. I was about to say I'll let you come back up, but I need him to answer a question. Do we have any Christians that believe in the Bible that's watching right now? Any Christians that believe in the Bible? Okay, if we have a Christian that believes in the Bible and you guys believe in dinosaurs, request up. You got to believe in the Bible and in dinosaurs. Let's see here. Hi, Alex.
Yeah.
Are you a Christian that believes in the Bible?
So, first of all, not really organized religion anymore at all. More of I was raised Christian, and I still sort of read the Bible sometimes just to be able to school Christian nationalists.
Okay, well then you're not the person I'm looking for. I appreciate you though.
Oh, my bad.
All right. I need someone who currently is a Christian that believes in the Bible. Mm-hmm. Hi, are you a Christian that currently believes in the Bible?
Yes.
How old are you for TikTok purposes?
I am 43.
Oh, okay. And you also believe in dinosaurs?
Yes.
Okay. Were dinosaurs on Noah's Ark?
No.
Why not?
Because they wouldn't fit.
So you're saying that even though they made the ark and they said 2 of every animal on earth went onto the ark, they
said 2 of every type of animal?
Yeah, but they excluded dinosaurs because they wouldn't fit.
That's because there are other types of dinosaur-esque animals that did fit.
What type of dinosaurs has animals that did fit?
Well, there are theories that birds are descendant from raptors.
Oh, no, that's science. That's science. That's not the Bible.
Okay, well, the Bible doesn't say a lot of things that science has proven.
Yeah, but that's why there's a difference between the Bible and science.
I agree.
So the Bible says 2 of every kind of animal.
Yeah, and there were 2 of every kind of animal on the ark.
But there weren't dinosaurs.
There weren't 2 of every animal. There were 2 of every kind of animal.
Right, dinosaurs.
Okay, well,
not the evolution of dinosaurs, not the continuing, like what people might consider to be dinosaurs today, but the actual dinosaurs from the fossils that we can reconstruct them.
Right. So I don't believe that the big fossils that we find, I don't believe those were on the ark. I believe that there were types of dinosaurs that were smaller that could have possibly been on the ark. Okay, then what
dinosaurs? Which dinosaurs made the cut for the ark?
So like alligators would be a type of dinosaur.
Alligators are dinosaurs.
Yeah, they're descended from dinosaurs.
We're not talking about descendants. We're talking about the actual dinosaurs.
Well, then you're not talking about what the Bible said.
No, because now
you're of animals.
Right, but then now you're talking about like the future evolution of the animal.
Right, because things evolve.
We're not talking about the future evolution of the animal. We're talking about the animal that was there.
Things evolve.
Yeah, sure.
Just because
that's science.
They don't exist today doesn't mean they didn't exist before.
So are you
can
saying that
believe in the Bible and
alligators? Are you
science.
saying that alligators believe that existed during the time of the ark?
There were.
So
Yes.
there were alligators.
I believe so.
Okay, but so alligators haven't evolved since then to now.
I believe that they have changed some. Yeah.
How?
I don't know because I don't know what the original dinosaur looked like.
Also, it's fifis.
Well, there are things that the Bible doesn't say.
I'm just trying to square your logic. Because
My
if you
logic
believe in
is there are
dinosaurs,
things-
if you believe in dinosaurs, but the only like logical like conclusion that you've been able to jump to from saying that you believe in dinosaurs and you believe in the Bible is saying that there's two of every kinds of animal, and the future iteration of the animal that we know today is now the animal that was on the ark at that time.
It's not because of change and evolution.
But you just said that there's change and evolution. You said you believe in change and evolution.
Right. So the animal that was on the ark is slightly different than the animal we see today.
But you don't have any type
But
of
it's still the
proof
same
or
kind of
evidence.
animal.
This is just you making this up to justify your worldview.
No, this is
Okay,
my
so then where's the
worldview
proof
because
or
of
evidence
the
of that?
evidence.
Because you
the evidence that we've seen.
You invoked evolution, which is science. So if you invoke science, then you should be able to prove it with science, right?
Right. And
Okay, so then where's the proof?
So historically, we've seen changes in animals depending on the environment that they live in. So
I agree.
there was a different environment back then than there is today. And so,
So where's the
changes
proof
throughout
that the
time.
dinosaurs that are here today, I'm sorry, the alligators that are here today are actually what the dinosaurs were before? And where's the actual proof as far as the evolution that made them similar enough to what they were then, but similar enough to where they are today? Because like you're trying to insinuate that there isn't that much of a change, and so I just need to know.
I didn't insinuate that there was not much of a change.
Okay, so then if it was a drastic change, then it wouldn't be the animal that was on the actual
Again, it's
Noah's
not.
Ark.
It's
so
not
you're
animal.
talking about evolution. Then again, we've already talked about evolution.
Again, you're misquoting because it didn't say every animal. It said every kind of animal.
Right.
So just because it's
then
a kind of animal doesn't mean it's not animal.
You're combining the Bible with evolution.
Because
Do you
I don't
believe in the
believe they
Big Bang
contradict
Theory?
each other.
Do you believe in the Big Bang Theory?
In a way,
But you also believe that God created everything.
yes. I don't think that the Big Bang Theory is beyond the scope of the power of God.
But the Bible says that God created heaven and earth and there was no quote unquote Big Bang.
It doesn't say that.
Where does the Bible talk about a Big Bang?
Just because it doesn't talk about it doesn't mean that there wasn't one.
Well, if we're going to play that game, then I'm going to say that there wasn't one. Just because they don't talk about that it wasn't one, then doesn't mean there wasn't one.
Okay.
You see how that works?
Yeah, I see what you're saying, and it's
That's
both,
silly.
It's Hitchum's razor both ways.
Yeah. So how about we stick to what we know then? We know the way that the Bible laid out the creation of heaven and earth, but that is contradicted by what we know about the Big Bang. So how can you believe both?
Because I don't think they contradict each other.
Okay, so how do they not contradict each other?
Because saying that God created something doesn't say the method in which he created it.
Wait. What's the Big Bang Theory?
It was an explosion that happened deep in space that caused things to collide and form life.
Yeah, and it started to evolve from that actual explosion. But how long did it take for things to evolve from the Big Bang?
Oh, billions of years.
Okay, and how long did it take God to make heaven and earth?
In the story of Genesis, it says 7 days.
Okay, so how does 7 days correlate with billions of years?
There are different interpretations about the length of day, of what a day is.
Also, now
It's-
days are longer. Time is a
Sure.
social construct.
Sure.
All I'm saying is like a lot of shit doesn't add up. Like this isn't making sense.
You can.
Do you believe in
sure.
dragons?
I do.
What happened to dragons?
They either died off or are in hiding.
Were dragons on the on Noah's Ark?
Maybe small ones. Because again, it's every kind of animal, not every animal.
Got it. Like baby dragons?
Could have, or just a small version of dragon, like maybe the Komodo dragon. Maybe, I don't know, because that really doesn't fall in line with evolution either.
Okay. Hey, how do you feel about God fucking with incest?
With incest, yeah, there's huge things going back and forth. It was necessary at the very beginning in order to perpetuate.
You agree though. You agree God fucks with incest.
God totally allowed it for sure.
Yep. The other guy was saying that there was other immaculate conceptions.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Hey, why did God gaslight everybody?
I don't think God did. I think that the men who were trying to interpret what God was saying did.
No.
No.
So God is all perfect, all knowing, right? He can do anything. He can, he's faster than the fastest speeding locomotive. He can jump over any tall building.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
And he made everything. He made all of this. He made the camera that we're talking on right now. He made the air that blows, the pollution across Los Angeles and all this other shit, right?
Indirectly, yes.
Yeah. And God gave Mary IVF to make Jesus, right?
I guess you could put it that way.
Yeah. And the only way to God is through Jesus, right?
That's what the Bible says, yes.
Yeah. And God hung Jesus on the cross in order to let people get to heaven, right?
Right.
Okay. So God made Jesus just so he could kill him so we could get to heaven to be forgiven for our sins, right?
Well, God didn't make Jesus.
God did the IVF.
Well, God created a form for himself as God, Jesus, to be birthed into the world and live as a man.
Yeah, same.
But he existed from the beginning of time.
Yeah, same. I'm not negating that. I'm not negating that.
Yeah. So,
but so the whole point,
Jesus is saying that you created yourself.
Wait, the whole point of Jesus, the Son of God, is for him to spread the word of God and then for him to die for all of our sins so we can get into heaven, right?
Yes, in the simplest form, yeah.
Okay. But we already established that God got Superman powers, right?
Yes.
So why did God have to have a baby and then kill the baby just to get us to do what he wants us to do so we can get to a perfect kingdom that he has access to?
Because of the aspect of perfection and holiness.
What do you mean?
So in the Bible, it says God is holy, and he cannot be in the presence and around things that are not holy.
Yeah. God knows everything, right? God is like Miss Cleo. Call me now for your free psychic reading. Who's the father of the baby?
Time is not something that he doesn't have knowledge of, forward or backward. Yeah.
But he also knows everything though, right?
Yes.
So if he knows everything and then he made something that was inevitably going to be imperfect. But he said, I can't be around imperfect. I can't be around you brokies with your cheap wood essence when I'm wearing, Dior slathered on a Gucci belt. That's what God said. Then why would he make those brokies knowing that he wouldn't be around those brokies unless he killed his son to gaslight them?
Because he loved his creation.
He loved his creation so much that he had to gaslight them into loving him.
No, he didn't gaslight them. It's your choice.
Yeah, but he's gaslighting you. If you don't make your choice, then you can't fuck with him in his house, right? He said, I can't be around you brokies if you don't feel bad for me killing my son.
No, not necessarily. Because
all I'm saying is there sounds like it could have been an easier way than doing that.
There were people who died before Christ was born who still went to heaven.
Wait, you believe that people are in heaven right now?
I believe that there are people who have passed who are with Christ. I don't know. I can't give you a definition of what heaven is.
But I thought the Bible said everybody is like sleeping until we hear bum 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 bum.
Right. So you're confusing the difference between our soul and our bodies.
Right. No. So are you saying that people are in heaven? Are souls in heaven right now?
Souls in heaven. Yeah.
Where does it say that? Because I could have sworn the Bible said that Jesus is there, and then Jesus let a homie there, but I could have sworn when nobody else in heaven until after Jesus come back.
No, that's not true. Even Paul says
what does it say in the Bible? Where does it say in the Bible that people are allowed into heaven? What's the verse?
When Paul says to be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord.
Yeah, I hear you. But where does it say in the Bible that people are allowed into earth prior to Judgment Day? I'm sorry, allowed into heaven prior to Judgment Day.
Well, there were various parables that Jesus talked about where
what's a parable?
Let's see. There was one parable.
I think you might be wrong on this one.
Where there was one parable where
what's the verse? Is this red letter Jesus or Jim Crow Jesus?
This was red letter Jesus. This is red letter Jesus.
You sure this wasn't Jim Crow Jesus?
Yeah, I'm sure it wasn't Jim Crow Jesus. I don't know.
What's the verse?
I can't give you that. All I remember is the story. I don't remember the address.
You ain't got no Christian friends that might know?
Not around me right now.
You got Christian homies?
I do, but they're not with me right now.
Y'all be clicking up? Y'all be gangbanging for Jesus?
I don't know about gangbanging, but yeah, we hang out.
Okay. You ain't got no lifeline that you can call to? I really need this Bible verse.
I'm sorry. I'm not knowledgeable enough to give that to you.
Okay. Well, without that Bible verse, I'm gonna just stick with what the Bible has said about there's only in the kingdom of heaven right now it's Jesus and then his homie, and then everybody else gotta wait until Jesus come back and rock the Antichrist shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that there's more in there. I'm sorry I can't give you addresses for the stuff, but there's more than that in there.
They got addresses in the book?
Yeah, like Genesis 1:1, like Romans.
You mean the verses?
Yeah, that's what I call addresses.
You call Bible verses addresses?
Yeah, because that's where that verse lives.
That's what's up. I kind of fuck with that. Give me the address of that verse.
I told you.
I know. I'm testing it out to see how it sounds. I actually kind of fuck with that.
Yeah. Okay.
Did you come up with that?
I don't think I did. I think I heard it somewhere.
All right. Can I get a praise be Allah? I don't know, guys. I just think it's all interesting. I think it's all interesting. It's just interesting to me. I think that there's a lot of discrepancies. I also think I'm gonna make the Christians mad. I think they're gonna be really mad at me. But I got Jeff's phone number. So I'm telling you right now, Christians, you come around here fucking with me, I will call Jeff. Play with me if you want to. Play with me if you want to. I will get Jeff up here. So there's that. There's a bunch of people in the request. This person's name is Ginger H. Christ. Hey, did you come up here to debate?
Yeah.
What are you trying to debate?
Christians weaponize the Bible. Why do you say it like that? Like Christians say that?
Because y'all did some fucked up shit, my boy. Hey, you fuck with genocide?
Are you talking about in the fallen world?
No, you fuck with genocide.
Like, in context of the fallen world. Is that what you're talking about?
No, in the context of genocide.
Why are you asking the question?
I just want to know, do you fuck with genocide?
Are you talking about in the fallen world? The Bible, the fallen world? Well, you're arguing against Christianity, are you?
I'm not arguing against Christianity. I'm saying, like, I just want to know, do you fuck with genocide?
No, I don't freak with genocide, man.
You don't freak with genocide?
Freak, yeah, I don't.
What does that mean?
I don't freak with genocide, no.
I don't know what that means.
You don't know what you don't know what that means?
You don't freak with genocide? That sounds nasty.
Okay.
You ever heard Peter Pablo Freak Elite? Freak Elite? Keisha, Laura. Freak Elite? Do you know Freak Elite?
Nah, I'm not aware of it, no.
I don't know why you would like make it sexual. That's all I'm saying.
I wasn't trying to make it sexual.
You the one said you don't freak with genocide. I never talked about like sexualizing genocide. This is getting weird.
You're talking about genocide when we're talking about Christianity.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, it doesn't correlate.
So no, you don't fuck with genocide.
I don't mess with genocide, yes. I don't mess with genocide.
What about rape? You fuck with rape?
I don't mess with rape, no.
What about oppression? You fuck with oppression?
No.
You don't fuck with none of those.
No.
What about bigotry? I know you fuck with bigotry just a little bit, right?
No.
Then you're not a Christian?
I am a Christian.
I don't know. You're not really sounding really Christian because all of those are prerequisites.
Ah, got you. You said Christians weaponize the Bible, right?
Yeah.
What do you mean by weaponization?
Genocide, rape, oppression, bigotry.
Did you say that wouldn't be like Christian though?
Nope.
Why not?
Because they say they're Christians.
Can I say I'm a doctor and not be a doctor?
You can. You can go to jail if you try to be one, though. Like, literally, that shit happened. But also, that's different. Like, in order to actually be a doctor.
What'd you say, most Christian?
In order to be a doctor, like, you have to go to school and get certified and all the other shit. What do you got to do to be a Christian?
You have to be certified in their teachings.
No, you don't.
You have to.
What do you so you got to go to seminary school to be a Christian?
No, I'm not. I'm saying like you.
All right, then. So no, you don't. What are the what does the Bible book say?
Santana,
what does the Bible book say it takes to be a Christian?
You have to follow the commandments of God, and the commandments of God are.
You don't say shit about you got to follow the 10 commandments to be a Christian. Do you know your Bible book?
You have to believe in God, and that would purify you, and transfer you if you believe in God with Jesus.
You making shit up now. How are you gonna come up and debate the Bible and you don't even know the Bible?
Do you know what you're talking about, Santana? I don't think you know.
I literally know what the requirements are to be a Christian. You don't.
Santana, what'd you say?
You can keep saying my name over and over. That's not going to change the fact that you don't know what the requirements are to be a Christian.
Santana, you're being disingenuous.
You don't know what the requirements are to be a Christian.
Santana, it's requirements to be a Christian. You can't just say you're a Christian. That's
right. So what are those requirements?
I will say believing in Jesus, following Jesus. When you believe in Jesus, right?
Mm-hmm.
You
have to accept Jesus as the Son of God. You have to believe that he's the Son of God, and you have to follow the teachings, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all it takes. So it's a very, very low bar. It's a very low bar to deem yourself to be a Christian.
It's not. Because when you say you believe in something, right? Mm-hmm. You believe in the truth of it. You follow the teachings of it. You cannot believe in Jesus if you do not follow his teachings.
Mm-hmm.
Like what could be a thumbnail catching word in the middle or somewhere around? We need an alternate title.
Wait, hey, are you Luchin Blood? Are you a Trump supporter or disagree with something on the background?
What's up? Sorry, my bad. Yeah.
Are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background?
Am I what?
Are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background?
I'm a hard conservative. I have been all my life. I don't know about Trump stuff, but I'm more so confused with the politics stuff, I don't get it. I'm going to talk to this other guy. He seems more interesting than this dweeb over here on TikTok. All right. Give me a second. Let me put you over on TikTok. Okay. Mm-hmm. You're not here to talk Bible stuff, are you? I'm a Catholic, but I'm literate enough to understand the fallacies, I'm not on that shit.
Right, but no, you didn't come to talk Bible stuff though, right?
No.
I think anyone, because I'm kind of tired of talking Bible stuff.
Oh, that's whatever.
Got it. Give me 2 seconds to say thank you to a couple of people, and then I'll give you the floor.
For sure, man.
W's in the chat for Thick Frog for the $4.99 super chat to say, Jesus, everyone look under your chair. You get an IVF. You get an IVF. You get an IVF. Everyone gets an IVF. Yo! W's in the chat for Thick Frogs. W's in the chat as well. What happened to... Hold on. Why is it... Okay. Oh, dang it. That was the wrong one. Hold on. I put that on the wrong one. I was wondering what happened. There we go. Okay. There we go. Debbie's in the chat as well for Just Devin. Listen, who doesn't love a good fish fry, Just Devin? We locked in. Debbie's in chat. Thank you so much for that $2 super chat. Debbie's in chat for Miss Bella Sella for the $5 super chat to say, they're just jelly, Miss Bella Sella. We know that. Debbie's in chat for Calvary for the $2 super chat. How did anyone get past? So the talking snake. Yeah, the talking snake. The burning bush, all of that shit. Debbie's in chat for Unsalted for the $1.99 super chat. Yeah, he did. He absolutely said that Jesus was a whore. I'm not gonna say that God was a whore. Debbie's in chat for ET phone prank for the $5 super chat. Yeah, I do believe in aliens. What proof is there not? Why? What good reason do I have not to believe in aliens? Debbie's in chat for Gene for the $1 donation. Yeah, no, he believes in Jesus and dinosaurs. That was in chat for Craft Weaver for the $5 donation. Yeah, like they exclude everyone. They exclude everyone. And I do fuck with dragons. W's in the chat for Craft Weave. W's in the chat for Sophia for the $5 donation. Yeah, I know that about the birds. I know. Listen, him trying to say alligators when it is birds, but then it's evolution. But and so that defeated his point. W's in chat for Sophia for the $5 donation. W's in chat for Jaden. What up, bro? Yep. We know the birds. Absolutely. W's in the chat for Alex for the $2 donation. No, you're good, Alex. You're good. I appreciate you. W's in the chat for Martha for the $5 donation. Martha, thank you. I'm just happy to have you here. You're amazing. W's in the chat for Eureka. Eureka sent a $33 donation. Said, "I'm so glad I woke up and left the church cold." It's just like, again, I'm not shaming believing in like a higher power or whatever, but like some shit just doesn't make sense. And last but not least, W's in the chat for Sunny for the $5 donation. Santana, why do you have me door dashing snacks? Listen, you gotta have snacks. I got my grapes. I got my protein Cheez-Its. Got my meat stick. You know I love the meat in my mouth. I got another protein bar, some water. I got all the good stuff. Anyway, W's in the chat, guys. If anyone else would like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links in the link in the bio. Santana speaks for you. Santana speaks for you. It's the best way to support the live. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat and I will read that out. 1.5 thousand people hanging out over on TikTok. Make sure you guys hit that follow button. Turn on notifications so you know when we go live. We go live all the time. If you're over on YouTube, hit that thumbs up button. And make sure you follow. We're almost at like 24,000 followers over on YouTube. So we need like, I think like 40 something people. Make sure you guys follow the YouTube. All right, I apologize. You said that you are a hardcore conservative. Is there something specifically on the background that you wanted to debate, or is there just like a Republican point, or what are we doing?
See, I'm from England, right? And I don't understand what like fuss y'all have there. My uncle's American. I grew up in New York. And I don't get it. Like, what's bad or like so wrong about all this MAGA stuff, you know?
They're pedophiles.
Well, yeah, of course, but that's like on individual basis. But like, aren't they like fixing everything, like lowering the money and stuff?
They're like on a collective basis, they're pedophile.
I mean, for like maybe some people in power, but like all of
like a lot of them. Like a lot of them.
Yeah, but aren't they being like charged and stuff?
Say it again.
Aren't they being like charged and stuff?
No.
But that's why the law exists, no?
No. No. The law doesn't exist to actually prosecute bad people. The law exists to actually protect bad people and to prosecute anyone that can't afford to like not defend themselves.
What happens like it's like on an individual basis? Like for example, if I know like my governor is doing some sus ass shit, I'm just gonna go down to community hall and be like, "Hey, dude, this is 30 pages of information. Get that guy cooked." Why can't like individually y'all do that then?
Yeah, because corruption is a part of the American fabric. They just take that shit and then bury it.
But like then just flood the community halls with one after paper. You know, like they can't keep doing like that over and over again. Did you
hear the conversation I had with the guy earlier who like believed that God impregnated a bunch of people after the flood to make a bunch of babies?
Yeah, I was here for like the entire
that's the baseline for our country. That's like the people, like we got a whole group of people that think that shit is normal.
How do y'all fix that? You see, when I grew up, I grew up in like parts of Bangladesh at different periods, right? Mm-hmm. And I saw like a fascist woman run that shit for 20 years. I saw Pakistan and Kashmir. I debated through Ukraine and Russia. And now all this Iran stuff's going on. So it's like from age 15, I'm 22 now, and I've seen everything go down. How do you all let this happen again? Is my question. Like, I've been a libertarian all my life. Okay, I'm crazy. I'm out of the picture. You know, I'm out of the picture. I don't give a fuck how it goes down.
Yeah, no, I got you.
Why do you let it go down?
The United States of America was created, and like the premise of racism, sexism, and classism is interwoven into the fabric of who we are. It's literally written into the United States Constitution.
Read all that, you know, from the white melting pot to everything. I know the last 300 years of history. So after seeing all that, how do y'all let that happen again? Like, how do you do that?
What do you mean? It never stopped.
Exactly. Like, I mean, it didn't stop, but there was Democratic positions of power, you know? When? It was 2012, prior to 16, all that happened. So why not hold that strong? I don't know.
Wait.
I feel like if y'all
you think Trump? Wait, you think Trump is the issue?
Huh?
You think Trump is the issue?
I don't think Trump is the issue. I think all of it's the fucking issue.
Yeah. So
it's
like
been the issue for like 5+ years of my consciousness.
Oh no, it's been way longer than that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like my consciousness. That's how I'm aware enough to see it. You know, Like y'all been living older and longer for me and everyone else here. Like as like the Gen Z portion, like we can't do anything on an individual basis aside from read, write, post, you know. But
I mean, technically we can. Luigi had a good idea.
I think illiterate violence is absolutely
hashtag free Luigi. What's illiterate violence?
I have no opinion. That's my opinion.
What's illiterate violence?
I think illiterate violence is just killing people without due process, you know?
I think violence is violence, and whoever has a monopoly on violence gets to justify said violence.
For sure. That's how monopolies, you know, structures and all that function, because they got all the power to work with.
Yeah,
which we
so
do.
I think saying like illiterate violence is like saying, oh, I disagree with blue.
But when I say illiterate violence, I specifically mean like basically the events of last 4 months, you know?
What's happened in the last 4
Things
months?
you've probably seen and heard around, you know, like.
What's happened in the last 4 months?
A lot of things. Like as a queer individual, I'm seeing, like, for example, right now, I was supposed to be in America to do like a fine arts exhibition. I can't fucking go there because I feel like I'm going to get murdered because I'm queer. You know, I'm too paranoid. Like, I can't, like, that's not an option.
Wait, you think the queer community here in the U.S. has only been worried for the last 4 months?
Huh?
You think the queer community has only been like scared of getting killed for the last 4 months?
I'm saying like I'm hearing the news like on the other side of the water because it's that bad now. You know, it's on air now.
Yeah, but what I'm saying though is like the things that you're talking about again. That's why I keep trying to like make sure you understand this isn't new, and this isn't even like
never been new.
Like this isn't special.
I expect it to continue. You know, growing up. Like I saw this in third world countries. I expect better from nations who's more impoverished.
Why? Why do you expect better from the United States of America? How was the U.S. founded?
Huh?
How was the U.S. founded?
I only know like 1800s war and like post elections. I don't know that much, but I know like the general battles and stuff.
No, I'm talking about the colonization of Turtle Island.
I don't know that.
The colonizers came from Europe, and they stole the land from indigenous people and killed so many indigenous people that it cooled the temperature of the earth.
Yeah, I do know that. I know about the Native American stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and then after actually doing that, they went and stole black people from Africa, brought them over here, put them in chains, and then made them build the country for free. And then when they could no longer go steal black people, then they put them on breeding farms and then made them like have free labor. And then after black people took their freedom and started to get a little bit of peace with Reconstruction, they had a period called Reclamation where they said God ordained all this shit for them. And then they started killing black people again. Then you go through Jim Crow, the institution of slave codes, black codes, pig laws. You fast forward to like the Civil Rights Act and, the ending of segregation. And then you start talking about like the points of history where black people have had any type of progress, whether you talk about Tulsa, Oklahoma, you talk about like Seneca Village, you talk about like what's under Lake Lanier, like all these shits happen and they continue to like kill black people. They vilify like brown people coming from the global South with ICE, like them using the ICE as a modern day slave patrol to put undocumented immigrants into free slave labor and then sending them to concentration camps. Or you can even talk about like the fact that they roll back voting rights for the United States of America as far as black people. They're telling women that like either you're going to have a baby or you can just die. Like I'm just confused. Like what about this country and from its creation to where we are now would make you believe that you should expect better?
I don't specifically talk about America when I say this, but I think in 2026, with the resources and information individually available to us, on this phone, I can access every PubMed, research article, everything, for about queer rights stuff, for about vaccinations, for about, abortion stuff. Like, I can access everything here. Being in 2026 in this global population, okay, I was born in a third world country. I got my education. Everyone else has the access to the same education right here, where they're watching you, where they're watching me. So when I grew up in Gen Z,
wait, you don't know about how they actually they suppress and push stuff here in the US.
Like, how does that even occur?
Oh, because we live in a plutocracy.
That's where I gave up. Like, full nihilism. I'm over with this.
Yeah, we live in a plutocracy.
Yeah,
that's how the ultra wealthy technocrats have bought out the government and then implemented different systems of technology to specifically manipulate information in the way that people consume it. And since people lack critical thinking or intellectual curiosity, they believe what they see. Also, there's no regulations around shit like AI and all this other stuff. And so people are very much manipulated into believing things that aren't true. And American exceptionalism, people for some reason think like America's the fucking best in everything. Like, it's an amalgamation of fuck shit.
Mm-hmm. For sure. All I'm saying is, like, you got to remember the Boston Tea Party occurred over 2 cents. You listed all of that. And I'm saying the Boston Tea Party occurred over 2 cents, if I recall it right? Or like 20,
you do know the Boston Tea Party wasn't the driving reason for the Revolutionary War, right?
Of course, if you want to get into it, that's like a 3-hour conversation. I'm summarizing things,
Yeah, no, I mean, people like to talk about the Boston Tea Party and like the taxation without representation. It was literally because the U.S. wanted to keep slaves.
Yeah, that's what you also have to understand. Like, for example, where I grew up, right? JFK Middle School. We were literally taught that, like, that information you listed about the Boston Tea Party that you think people believe. When I was in middle school, that's what they fed us. We read one book about the slave trade, Trouble Don't Last, and they taught us all that in one concise history book that was under your chair. And that's all these people know. If you don't go outside of that barrier of what you're taught, I don't think you can help yourself, because the people who genuinely need help, like, for example, you and me are having this conversation right now. Mm-hmm. And you and me both understand to a general basis. I don't know how much information I have, but we understand to a general basis what's going on. Mm-hmm. The people who need to understand, the people who are voting, will never know that information.
It's because it's cognitive dissonance.
People we sat through, like the dragon believer, like that Jesus. I won't even get into that, but like, you understand, like, believing all that. You have to go out of your way to learn something outside of that. You got to leave your head box. I don't know if there aren't any individual actors, I don't think it's going to go nowhere.
Yeah, well, I mean, and like, while I hear you, right? I think the issue comes in the sense that, and maybe it's because you're not in the country, maybe it's because you aren't consuming what's happening within the U.S. on a daily basis. But the actual like things that you hear that, people are talking about on this live, it's only the tip of the iceberg, right? I mean, it's only in the sense of like what people are willing to say online. But then also you talk about the people who don't engage in these actual arenas, right? They don't want to defend their beliefs. Hey, listen to this really quick. You should be able to hear it, but let me know. Tell me what you think about this. 1 second.
To 2028, Trump 2028.
You want to see Trump run again in 2028?
He'll win.
But would you be okay with him running for a third term?
I have no problem with that at all.
Even if it's against the Constitution?
I don't believe it's against the Constitution. I believe there's other routes there.
And what would those routes be?
I don't know. I'm not a constitutional lawyer.
But if it was against the Constitution, which it is, would you still be in favor of it?
I'm not in favor of breaking laws, no.
Okay. So no Trump 2028.
Trump 2028.
Already been approved. All right.
How do you deal with these type of people?
I give it up. Again, to give you a preface, I was in debate from age 15. Okay, if you know what Model UN is, I've done 30 plus. I've judged conferences. Back in the day when and for everyone in the comments and stuff, you know, all that nerd comment, all that hat comment, this is from Archie's, if you know what that is.
Oh wait, what are you talking about? It might be.
I'm Democrat, bro. I was just talking with you guys.
Disregard the comments. It's like YouTube is like there's a bunch of MAGA people over on YouTube. Like they hide on YouTube instead of coming over on TikTok. So don't worry about them.
I understand, but it's more so me saying this because like, dude, these comments are gonna go nowhere, bro. Like, that's all. But like my thought process with that is no one's blaming you people, because I saw like 3-4 times here, right? They were saying like, why are you blaming us? Why are you blaming us? This is a constructive conversation. No, there's no blames.
Blaming who?
So don't think of it like that. No one's blaming Americans. There's no fascism. There's no libertarianism.
Oh, I blame America. I blame America.
I just have conservative values, you know?
Yeah, no, so I blame America.
For me, I think it's just, you know, like 50 years of regurgitation in your head. I think it really affects certain people, you know? I don't think everyone's as capable as everyone of this generation. So I think there might be some up and downs there. So I don't think it's all of America. There's definitely a good share for the American people in there.
The United States of America is an imperialist country that has perpetuated colonization throughout the history of our country, while at the same time oppressing our own people, but claiming that we're the freest country on earth. I blame America.
I think like especially the last post-COVID, really, like the push to have that narrative on the forefront is too much. Back to like the clip you showed, right? You know how my personal solution to fix these people would be? I think just mass re-education, but not forced. Not forced. Pamphlets. We had them back from so long ago, you know? Give the cops pamphlets. Give the people who...
You think they're going to read?
Just throw them down the mailbox.
You think they're going to read?
I know they're not going to read, but the people who are going to go and seek out that help, to the point what I said, right? The people who need help, they're not going to go seek out help. But the people who are at their breaking points will. We just have to imagine to a certain extent without going...
Do you know what the reading level is in the United States of America?
No.
I don't know either. That shit's low. I want to say it's like 6th grade. I got to look up the exact reading level. Hold on. In America, 7th grade. 7th grade. The average reading level in the United States of America is the 7th grade. People aren't going to read, not even pamphlets. People have short attention spans already. All of us have ADHD, and most of us can't read. We're not going to read. That's literally how Donald Trump won, because Donald Trump gave them catchphrases and gave them somebody to be mad at.
He made it a melting pot. He won. He literally won. He won on every end.
Yeah. All right, listen, I got to go. This was something. I appreciate you.
Yeah, you too, man. Enjoy.
I was gonna hop off earlier, but I ended up getting a little bit more time. But I got to get ready to head off. I'm traveling. Me doing some shit this weekend. But let me say thank you to a couple of people. There was in chat for Stephanie for the $4.86 donation. New movie sequel. Honey, I Shrank the Dragons. I know, right? There was in chat for Jaden for the $1 donation. 110 ain't no fucking way. You can keep that type of heat. W's in chat for Chrissy for the $6 donation. Got my first degree in CJ and still taught 3rd district race theory. Absolutely. I continue to educate myself as well. W's in chat for you. And last but not least, W's in chat for Gwendolyn for the $20 donation. When considering our history, I keep in mind that Leonard, I don't know who Leonard Plantier was in prison 50 years ago. Amnesty International considering him a political. I got to look this person up. I'm sorry. I am ignorant of who that is. I'll look that up. But Dubs in chat. Thank you. Dubs in chat for Brittany for the $5 donation. I don't understand how deeply indoctrinated and propagandized these people are. Yeah, I mean, it's literally, it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. I got this clip that I'm going to get to at some point. And it's called Leaving MAGA. But there's a whole thing to it. Over on Twitch, Dubs in the chat for Mander for the one cheered bit. I just talked too fast, Mander. Stop it. Dubs in the chat for One Mighty Pen for the one cheered bit. They don't know the Bible. That was in chat for grabbing for the 2 cheered bits. Yeah, they never read the Bible though. That was in the chat for Manders for the 1 cheered bit. Yeah, but did you hear what those trumpets were? That was in chat for Mander for the 1 cheered bit. Oh, I gotta look at that. That was in chat for Cool Cat for the 1 cheered bit. It's all of the conversations are real. Like, that's the mind-blowing part. It's all real. I just looked at Instagram, and Ryan was over on Instagram crying. Cry harder, Snowflake. All right, guys, I got to get out of here because I got to pack, and I got to pack equipment, and I got to go get a haircut. Brian, get out of my request, you fucking weirdo. But I'll be back tomorrow. I'll be on early tomorrow, I think, because the stuff that I have to do is in the afternoon. So I'll try to hop on early tomorrow. I got to pack. I got to break down some of my equipment. I got to go get a haircut, and then I got to get it to the airport. So I will see you guys later. Look up at the top. If you see the word follow, that means you're not following me. Hit that follow button. Before you guys go, hit that follow button. Turn on notifications so you know when we go live. We go live all the time. Please, please, please turn on your notifications so you know when we go live. Oh, wait 1 second here. Sorry. Oh, okay. We're good. We're good. Okay. Let's get out of here. If I have time at some other point, I'm going to talk to you guys about Ain't I a Woman? Because, oh boy, we got to talk about this book. We got to talk about this book. We got to talk about this book. Anyway, let's hit it. Let's go.
You stepped in a box, now you're in the ring. Ain't no hugs here, you better take your best swing. Mike Hot, who wanna step in the flame? This ain't a debate, this a mind game. Facts type lies, get left in chain. One wrong word, get slapped out your name. This ain't TikTok T, this a war zone talk. No script, no filter, no safe walk. Bring stats who get scrambled like a glitch. I got fire in my mouth like I came from the pit.
Hey, W's in chat for the chat. W's in chat for the chat. Guys, it was an interesting morning. I think that's the best way to put it. An interesting morning. Anyway, got to get out here, guys. Thank you for hanging out. I love you. Thank you. I love you. Thank you. Thank you for all the gifts, taps, likes, and shares. Thank you all for being absolutely amazing. Thank you all for being you. I love you all. And as always,
Facts only if not.
Peace.
Whether you're left or right or you don't even vote. If you like.
Do you rip those Marvel packs? If you, yeah, Gustavo, if you're talking about